Hey, hello, hello. I sleep when you stream. Hello, Costas. I should sleep as well when I stream, so... Hello, Grammar. What's it going? I wake when you stream. I'm not sure if that's a timing thing, or you literally just wake up when I start streaming, as a sort of preconditioned signal in your body. Yeah, apologies for not scheduling this one earlier. As you guys know, as usual, my schedule is very hectic, and I just, found the best time slot that I could, and I realized, oh wait, it's tomorrow, so... I'll wait a bit before I actually start the gameplay, just a few minutes, so I leave time for a few more people to come in, but just so you know, I guess you guys get the scoop already. Unfortunately, next week I will be out from Wednesday onwards. I will be out of town, so which means, for you guys that already have understood what I'm getting at, there won't be a Rezero episode this week. An episode review, reaction, whatever you want to call it, which is a bit sad, but yeah, I'll try and make it when I come back. Probably... I don't know, I can't promise anything. I'll probably be a week late, or if I get like super cramped with my schedule, I'll just probably skip episode 9, which is super sad because we all know that episode 9 is going to be mega hype. We all know what's going to happen in episode 9, right? The memes will become reality, and I think people will rejoice, and some other people will be disappointed, like, wait, that's it. Ah, man, I'm so sad because next week the episode is just going to generate so much discussion. It's going to be so fun, but yeah, unfortunately I will not be here for it, so enjoy it for me as well. I hope that when you watch the episode you think in your heart that you are enjoying it for me as well. It's a sort of spiritual connection. Species, I eat when you stream. Well, that's lovely, man. I hope I'm entertaining enough to eat when you sleep. Wait, eat when you sleep. See, my brain. The thing is, I always do these nightly streams when I'm kind of sleepy, so my already existing dyslexia just goes into overdrive. But yeah. Kevina Morim Hansel. Me fala a verdade, você é brasileiro? No. I'm Portuguese. Which is why my accent is this strange. A lot of people think I'm Italian, by the way. I don't know if that's on me or if that's on the people of Italy, but a lot of people think I'm Italian. And there was a video a while back when I was still reviewing the light novels. I think I was around arc 7-8, where I made some joke or something and I alluded to the fact that I was Portuguese, and lots of people in the comments were surprised because they thought I was Italian. Maybe it's just my looks or my accent, I don't know. I can tell you one thing for sure. I do not digest well pasta, so I am not Italian by genetics. Eatem, hey yo, what's up, man? Okay, so I think we have passed enough time. I'll just give a quick recap for those who just arrived in case you missed a previous stream or whatever. So pretty much Prophecy of the Throne is an alternate if story to Arc 3, where events happen slightly different. The main difference being that Subaru... I should start a little bit backwards. So the royal selection is cancelled. So the event that you see at the royal castle in season 3, where Subaru just crashes out, humiliates himself, and then fights with Julius, that never happens because the royal selection is cancelled, and Subaru never actually proclaims himself to be Emilia's knight. And besides that, the first loop was pretty much identical to the first loop of Arc 3 with the addition of the new characters, where we had a synesthesia call from Rum to Rem, where Rem noticed something was wrong. We went to the mansion and we saw everybody dead, and then Puck froze the world and reset Subaru. On loop 2, we had a very comical fight with a fat clown. That's the best way I can describe him. And the fat clown was so powerful that he was stopped by boxes and crates. So yeah, Subaru's strategic genius won the battle there. And eventually in loop 2, Betelgeuse literally invaded the royal capital because Subaru knew that he couldn't leave Emilia at the mansion, and the royal selection was essentially cancelled. Subaru sort of diverted Emilia's attention so she would stay in the capital, and Betelgeuse, the man is crazy, he literally invaded the royal capital with everybody in there. So if you recall, in Arc 5 we needed 5 archbishops to invade Pristella, and this man invaded the capital by himself. Somehow, I don't know how, they still got to Emilia, and Puck reset the world once again. So a bit of a... I don't know, a bit anticlimactic because they're in the capital. There's so many people who are on fraud check, namely Marcos. Why didn't Marcos do anything? Why didn't he solo Betelgeuse? There was Wilhelm there, Priscilla, Al, Krush, so many people there, and yet disaster could not be avoided. Which brings us to Loop 3. I think I did a roughly good job at summarizing the events. Jacona, are Rezero novels behind you in Portuguese or in English? So all of these are in English. I generally speaking don't tend to read the novels in Portuguese, just personal preference. Also, the novels in Portuguese are in Portuguese from Brazil, which is slightly different. Not that I would care much, but just a preference thing. I usually read everything in English because I also stream in English and I work in English in my, actual job, not this hobby. Okay, so let's get right into it. Boom. Read everything in English because I also stream in English and I work in English. Little bit of echo there. I clicked enter to to start the game and I accidentally unmuted the stream. Okay, so this is us starting Loop 3. As I said, Betelgeuse invaded the capital and somehow they got to Emilia and Puck froze everybody and reset the world once again. The beast of the end, our main man Puck, who does nothing but reset Subaru instead of helping, like a real father would. Oh, also for those who are wondering, in my recap, even though this is a recap of Arc 3, I did not mention the White Whale. I'm still hoping for the White Whale to appear. We have not seen it yet. All I'll say is, if we do fight the White Whale, the jank will be glorious. It will be very funny because the action sequences in this game are very... they're very... That's all I'll say. I'll just end the sentence there. So this is the fat clown I mentioned. Malevolent Masked Magician. Is this a mistranslation? I kind of want to see like what this guy is actually called. Hold on. Rezero. This is called Wolf, right? Rezero Wolf. Wolf category Wolf. Salem. Oh. I'm so stupid, man. I'm so stupid. I literally just spoiled myself. Okay. I'm so stupid, man. Why did I do this? I didn't assume he had a secret identity. Okay, I mean, might as well look up what he's called. Malevolent Magician. Hiretsu Jutsushi. Okay, Hiretsu Jutsushi. Okay, whatever, man. Apologies to everyone who didn't know this. Either way, let's just move on and pretend this never happened. Lamau. The potential man. Yeah, just so you guys know, I keep making fun of him, but literally Marcos has done nothing. Even in this game, even when they invade the freaking capital and the captain of the knights is there, he did nothing, by the way. Do you know who fought Betelgeuse? Us, Subaru, with Ram. Do you know how we fought Betelgeuse in the previous episode? We threw an apple at him to discover that he had unseen hands. I wish I was joking, but check the replay, that's literally what happened. This game is kind of funny. Either way. She eats horses. Huh. That's, Everyone is laughing at me for spoiling myself. Man, such a fail. What's up, Nardo? What's up? Is the game decent so far? Yeah, so just to touch a bit on that topic, some people have asked me if the game's actually decent. All I'll say is this. The presentation leaves a lot to be desired. Some character designs are atrocious, especially Anastasia's. She's so ugly. The overworld and sort of the action sequences are very janky. I would prefer if this was just like a literal visual novel, like for example Fate Stay Night, and just removed all of that jank away. I don't think those sequences are particularly engaging or well made or add anything to the gaming experience in any way. But I will say, as far as story goes, from what I've seen up until this point, I don't really see why people say this is like the worst game of all time, because it's not. It's just an if story, and perhaps you don't like some of the new characters, perhaps you don't like how they rearranged some things, because Subaru's Crash Out is, for better or for worse, even though it filtered a lot of people, Subaru's Crash Out is an iconic moment from Rezero, and if you try to argue otherwise, then you're delusional, right? But besides that, it's like, it's an if story, right? It has different events, and I'm engaged up until this point. I never thought Betelgeuse would invade the royal capital. That's crazy. I'm enjoying it. We're on loop 3 right now. I don't know how many loops this has, but up until now I'm enjoying the story. The gameplay, I will not speak. To quote a fellow Portuguese countryman, I prefer not to speak, because if I speak, I'm in big trouble. I love how Rem somehow kept guessing. Yeah, Etam, I didn't mention that, but yeah, the thing is, like, in the anime, you had 2 instances of people dodging unseen hands. You had Julius, because he literally was using Subaru's eyesight and was fighting in third person as if he was a Dark Souls character or whatever. And then you had Wilhelm, who literally threw sand at the hands to see them. The way Ram did it in this game is totally unrealistic, because if the hands were moving, if Subaru was saying dodge to the right, dodge to the left, there is no way in hell she would be able to react in time and Subaru would be able to speak in time. That's just not how reactions work, right? But still, it was funny. It was a funny moment. Korean backdash. Do you think the game might spoil for you the future of Arc 10? I'm not too sure. I haven't seen up until now. I mean, I've already spoiled one thing. If the fat clown appears in Arc 10, then I already know who he is, right? But I don't know if that's super relevant. So my initial feeling is just to end on that topic so we can actually, you know, start the game. I think if you play this game, it will give you some context on who the characters are and perhaps their abilities and power sets, but I don't think that will be like the main plot point of Arc 10. I think the main juice of Arc 10 is the political aspect, and I'll just say it's the political aspect because, once again, some anime onlys may be watching this. I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say I think the new characters will be there, but I don't think they'll be the focal point, and let's just leave it at that because I want to make this stream anime only friendly. Either way, let's go. By the way, I also put a post on Twitter. I think it's hilarious. I'm watching Akane Banashi. I'm loving it, by the way. I love it so much. I don't think it's for everybody, but I'm loving it. And Rie Takahashi, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, who plays Emilia, she literally plays a fictionalized version of herself in that story. So that's pretty funny. Once again, Puck has jacked quads in this game. Brother is hitting the squat machine heavy. And some of the localizations also, I say this in every stream, but just for those of you who are new to this, they translate some things like, for example, Emiliata is Millie, which is, some of them are not the best, let's just put it that way. The worst one is Rum. They translate Nesama as Rum Rum for some reason, instead of just Big Sister, which is the obvious and actually correct localization, but whatever. I wish Subaru just asked Puck, hey man, why did you kill me twice? What's up with that, man? Actually, I don't know if in this timeline he has realized that Puck is the beast of the end, but still. Hey man, like what's up with that, man? Can you explain why you would kill me? In an hypothetical scenario, obviously. So Satella doesn't just grasp my heart and tingle me in the places I do not want to be tingled. Some of you freaks would be into that, I know that. I know some freaks would be into that. Once again, this is the first diverging branch point from the Arc 3 canon. Instead of having Wilhelm and Ferris visit the mansion, we have Tiga and Sakura. Hey, what's up, Buffy? What's up, Faisal? Rum Rum, yep, Rum Rum. I think we'll speak with Rum in a bit, so I will not skip the dialogue so you can hear Subaru saying Nesama and then the beautiful translation. I mean, truth be told, Emilia also isn't of noble birth. She's just a royal candidate, so... As if Subaru could strike anyone down. By the way, speaking of striking anyone down, I hope you guys get to see a fight with Otto in this game, because it's hilarious. Otto is out here shanking people, okay? This is British Otto, he's from London, and he's armed, and he's not scared to use it. My friendo. Nandate? This is also... It's usually Sacred Dragon, no? They added Transcendent Dragon Church, okay? Transcendent. Sounds a bit more mystical. I hope we don't have to bring him to you once again. Okay, now you guys get to see Rum Rum. Like I said in the previous video as well, I think the more cutesy characters like Rum, Rem, Felt, I think those are the ones who look best in this art style. I think Subaru looks atrocious, by the way. And yeah, I won't keep repeating the same thing every stream, just for people who may be new to this. That is true, especially at this point in the game. At this point, they also don't know that Otto has the blessing of being able to talk with animals and insects and whatnot, so they're not going to try to recruit Otto for information gathering, which is a shame. Otto is somebody also we've already met, even though in Arc 3 we would only meet him later. Here we meet him much earlier. Because of the Dusk Bandits, a group of very scary bandits. And by scary, I mean not scary at all. They were defeated by Otto in a melee combat, so just imagine that. Yeah, I mean, if Otto had the confidence, I'm sure he'd just slay the white whale, no problem. I hope that happens in the novel. Yeah, Gabur, I hope it happens as well. It's super funny. Because the thing is, Otto is a very, he's a very determined person, and he's willing to go to various lengths for the people that he loves, namely Subaru and the rest of the Emilia camp. Without spoiling anything from the novel, he goes hard. He's one of my favorite characters, and he goes hard. Once again, not sure if this is a spoiler, but we haven't seen him shank anyone yet, but I would love that. And I think we may have, let's say, an opportune moment for that in Arc 10. That's all I'm going to say. I hope I see Otto just... She is right. You guys have to understand that at this point in the story, Subaru, like the only thing he really did, at least in front of Rem and Rum, right, was just use himself as bait against the demon dogs, so not necessarily an intel gathering expert. Although, from a strategic standpoint as well, it does make sense to have Rem and Rum in separate places because they can sort of communicate with synesthesia, so sort of like a mobile phone or whatever, so... The plan is backfiring. Thankfully, pre-memory wipe Rem is just always on our side. She always glazes us, she's always ready to support us no matter what. Yeah, that's also a very good reason, being alone with Subaru. Roswell being cooperative because he knows if Emilia stays in the mansion, the witch cult is likely to attack. This absolute piece of garbage. The stupid perverted clown. There's so many clowns in this game. We got a fat clown, we got a perverted clown. Then we have the anxiety-ridden clown, which is Subaru. I mean, at this point in the story, Subaru isn't even 18 yet, I think, so he's still a kid, still a little kid. Subaru is in the age range of the people that try to rage bait me on Twitter, so sometimes I read things and I'm like, wait, am I getting rage baited by a middle schooler? And then I just don't reply. Betty is just going to interrupt our thought. Now that I notice it, a lot of characters look more lollified in this game, especially Priscilla, but for some reason Betty, I think her head is smaller, so she looks older. Am I crazy? Is anyone else seeing this? Beatrice does look older, no? I think she does look older. She looks like slimmer somehow. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but she looks more like, instead of looking like she's a child, she looks more like she's 14, 15 here. Am I crazy? Let me know in the chat if I'm crazy. I miss this banter from Arc 3, I'll be honest. It's one of the more nostalgic things playing this game, is having the sort of Arc 3 banter with Ram, with Drum, with... I mean, the banter with Drum hasn't really changed. But the banter with Beatrice, the dynamic has definitely changed, and with Ram as well, because, you know, she has her memories still at this point. Not only does she have her memories, she's awake as well, which helps when talking to someone. Too soon. For what it's worth, once again, I think that the presentation leaves a lot to be desired, but I think the sort of sound effects and just sound directing for this game is pretty fun. Once again, a bit on the goofy side, but I think it's fun. Ah, interesting. I mean, I did say that at the time. You guys can rewind the tape. I think the fat clown does mana suckage. He goes in and just slurps it. This is obviously the technical term, as coined by Tape. Slurping. Give Otto a gun in Vlog. I mean, it's true. Give Otto a gun, a lot of things would end a lot faster. That's all I'm saying. Anime made her more chibi? I'm not sure. Like, if you see, for example, especially the early designs, if you see, I could literally just grab the shelf, the volume out of my shelf, but I don't want to. I'll just twist myself in an awkward position for the camera. But like, if you see, like, even the designs for the light novel, I think they're pretty lollified. Perhaps the anime goes an extra length with cuteness, but I think even the light novel, especially the original ones, are still very lollified. I think she looks older once again in this game for some reason. He just said Budapest, I'm pretty sure. Budapesto. She's so cute. And such a tsundere. She enjoyed that. She liked that.
よく寝たけど。
スバル、
うわ
あのねスバル、ここはスバルの部屋じゃなくて
He slept in the hallway. I mean,
廊下なの。
a hallway in a mansion is pretty comfortable.
スバル、廊下で寝ちゃっそれだと
またまたまたクソ部屋このや。
そんなの。
いやー、安原くん。
ああ、廊下で寝てた割にはすこぶるか。今度から俺を吹っ飛ばすなら。
そんなに融通を聞かせてくれるかはわからないけど。ベアトリスはなかなか私とは過ごし。
One other thing is you can see that some of the voice actors are doing this game at like, I don't want to be unfair, but like let's say 80% effort, but some are giving it their all. The voice actor for Betelgeuse, for example, you can see some of the more calm lines were even a bit poorly mixed in because they weren't like strong enough to hear them over the soundtrack. But then some lines when he was going crazy, which I appreciate.
グイグイね。
ああ、大いに。
そうだろうと思って。
さすが。
多かった。屋敷の前にいた業者の青年かな。
それ。お察しの通り、あの業者からいろいろ聞いたんだ。例えば、
それで道中、エミリア様が不安。
それだけが理由じゃねえよ。
Which is funny because if the justification for not taking Emilia would be bandits, Emilia can literally just one-shot all of the bandits. Which once again also makes some of the action sequences in this game just nonsensical because even pre-Arc 4 Emilia, she just, you know, just frees them all. So not really super threatening, but whatever.
取られちゃ負けのキング。
言い換えられても、いまいち意味は通じ。愛だね。
何度も言わ。
はいはい、わかったわ。
そう、それだよ。それでも印象はだいぶ違うだろうからな。門前払いは問題外としても、
ふむ。
できればご免状が欲しい。
それはそれは。
I mean, he's thinking quite well. I'm liking this Subaru. Somehow, despite not having like the crash out moment and sort of epiphany of maturity, let's put it that way, I think he's actually being quite level-headed here. I don't mind it. Someone said, I read a comment that because the crash out moment doesn't happen, this Subaru is already a lot more mature than the base one from the actual canonical Arc 3, which kind of makes sense from what we're seeing. I still think there's a bit of immaturity, and especially, by the way, last episode, he was talking to Sakura, one of the new characters, and he just kept talking about her boobs. It was very jarring, but yeah, you can see certain traces of like kid Subaru or pre-maturity Subaru, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, a sort of mix between the two. Despite wearing clown makeup, Roswell is quite important.
そりゃ確かに俺がよっぽどの場
おやおやおかしなことを言う。
俺が俺を信じろって訴えるより
Once again, very sound logic. Subaru is cooking.
最初の無茶な言い。
なんだこれ。
君の星が
何？
エミリア様や私が同行しないんだ。君が自分から言い出して、その上で私を説得してくれたわけだ。
Okay.
その調子で。
さっきの盗賊の
分かっていると思う。
Little does Subaru know Roswell is just going to piss off as soon as the witch cult comes. He's not going to protect anybody. This absolute asshole.
あれ？仕事を途中で。
ごめんなさい。
おっと。
いえ。
少し。
はい。
Ominous presence.
レムの感じたい。レム、出発を少し遅らせてもいい。いいん
ですか？
気のせいだったら気のせいで。
What is this? Maybe a scout from the witch cult?
探し物はなんだかよく。
はい。
So for those of you who are on the stream for the first time, these are the movement sequences. I hope you enjoy the jankiness of the chibi characters. I laughed so much when I saw this for the first time. Now I'll be honest, I'm kind of used to it, but yeah, it's still a bit jarring. Rosal, my favorite creep for real. So I missed the last stream. Summary of the story so far. So if you just missed the last stream, then on the previous loop, just very quickly summarized, we stayed in the capital instead of letting Emilia go back to the manor, and my man Petelgeuse literally invaded the capital by himself, and somehow they got to Emilia, and Puck froze the world and reset once again. So that was it. Yeah, to be honest, Emilia is kind of weaker, but still, I don't know, it feels a little bit unrealistic that she would get done in by one of, you know, the random members of the Witch Cult. It's one thing if it was Petelgeuse, right? That was always my headcanon. It was Petelgeuse who got to her. Or maybe she was protecting a kid like Petra, and one of the Witch Cultists got to her, which also fits her character. He is Arc 1 Subaru sometimes, and Arc 8 Subaru sometimes in maturity. Okay, so let's see what we have. Think, what am I supposed to do here? The ominous. Something's up. Okay, where did you feel this ominous presence? In the bushes. Okay, let's try and going outside. Courtyard. Prepare more first. Okay, let's talk to Rum. What's up, Rum? See, he called her Nesama, and they put Rum Rum. I miss this dynamic. Okay, can we go to the courtyard now? What do you need to prepare? We have Ram, we have Ram. Do we need to go get a shovel or something? Dining hall, let's... Oh, okay, Beako, West Wing, okay. West Wing. You're not contracted yet, Subaru. You don't have that kind of connection yet. Once again, I like this Subaru. He seems a lot more cheeky than base Subaru from Arc 3. I'm enjoying this. Ask if she knows anything. Scour the area. I mean, let's first ask if she knows anything. Observant eyes. A lot of people say it's evil-looking eyes, so this is a compliment directed towards Subaru. She's being very helpful. Once again, she is supposed to protect the library, so I'm guessing this is sort of part of her job, in her twisted mind, perhaps. It would be very funny if the ominous presence was Liliana, because she does meet the gang at some point between Arc 2 and 3, so Liliana's just sniffing around the mansion. I'm sure she isn't in this game, but it would be funny. She's playing hard to get.
もし
おっと危なかった。
それでスバルくんが目星を
Turning point. Oh, come on.
さて
Okay, this is one of the things where I don't know if maybe I should just explore more before trying to advance with the story, but this is actually pissing me off from a gameplay perspective because this is just so unfun. This is like, what, the third, fourth choice in a row where I don't have the necessary clues and I literally just have no options that I can click on. This is just so stupid for a visual novel. Like, making decisions is literally the only gameplay aspect of a visual novel and they don't allow me to make decisions. This is just, I mean, I don't know, I just think it's kind of frustrating. I don't know if I should be exploring more, and I know some of you have already played this game, so just let me know, am I missing clues, or is this supposed to happen? Because if I'm supposed to play the entire game to then, you know, get these event flags, that's just stupid, no? Then why give it to me in the first place if they know this is my first playthrough? I don't know, this is super stupid in my opinion, but once again, I've only played a handful of visual novels, but I've never had a thing like this before, so we literally, our only option here is to click backspace and just get the worst option possible.
マジで怪しい場所に目星はつけてあるんだ。
Marco, the Sin Archbishop of Potential. You guys are hilarious, man. I mean, I'm still taking Otto in a fight against Liliana. Oh, we never see any options. Is that intended then? This game is so stupid. Hey, what's up, the SPGFJ? How you doing? Okay. This seems so fun. Yep, it's a very good gameplay experience. But I am enjoying the story for what it's worth. But I don't know, I think the gameplay isn't the best. There are a lot of things I would change about it.
俺が一方的に
こいつは何を言い出すかしら
そうは言い
それはそうかしらバルスにはがっかりだわスバルくん
いやこっちこそ悪い。
もういいのよバルス
ああそうしてくれ。頼りにならなくてすまねえけど。
わかりましたスバルくんところでバルスはどうする
当たり前。
人一倍ってバルスにはかけたのわからないのかしら
I love Rum so much. I can't believe she's getting so hated on Twitter this week. I love her so much. Oh well, I will not comment on that further, on that issue further.
この時の1倍は2倍。
1倍が2倍3倍って
わかったよ。言い直すよ。
Man, I've always loved Rum since Volume 2. Ever since I read her, she's even funnier in the light novel because they cut a lot of the banter. This is something that's also true for Season 4. In Arc 6 there's a lot more banter that's cut. And I don't know, man, I think she's just super funny to me. Their relationship is super fun. More of a bickering younger brother and older sister type thing, but super fun.
とにかくこれから庭の頼んだぞベアコ。
To the mission, okay. Support everyone so they can search efficiently. Share information once intel is gathered. If there's no new info, search other places. Okay. Okay, let's search. Let's start clockwise, I guess, starting from the right to the left. Check.
とにかくいろいろし。
何者かがこの庭には
Okay. I think Rem has an exclamation point, so she probably has some new information. Let's see. For those of you who are new to this, yes, this is how the action sequences look. Yes, they're very stupid and very ugly, but we move. It's part of the charm. There are literally no enemies. I don't see why why we need to have turns in this sequence, but sure. Share info, I guess.
ありがとうレム。なあレム。
スバルくん
俺の予想も。
わかりました
Okay, so this was literally useless.
誰かがこの庭で
Cool. Okay. I mean, since we're here, might as well start counterclockwise. Let's try and go to the left first.
この辺が。
スバルくん
Okay, suspicious footprints. Okay, let's talk with Rem then. Dude, if this is Lilian, it would be so funny. If this is all for a gag, I'm going to laugh so much.
スバル君、
ありがとう。レム、
すみません。
悪い。
わかりました。
Wait, am I the one who's supposed to check the footprints? Let's try this one here then.
誰かが潜んでいたと思われる。
Nothing is happening. I don't understand. Am I supposed to talk with Rem? She mentioned footprints, but then she did not share any information with me.
レム
Talk.
悪い。
もちろんです。
Focus on the gazebo, around the fountain. Sure, go to the fountain.
わかりました。
Once again, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's maybe try and talk to Rum. Maybe she can roast us.
どうだ姉さん。
これはバルス。
そんなつもり。
ええ。でも、レムが
さすがね。
フォローというバルスがラムの心配だなんて。ええ。とにかく、ラム。
Oh, are we supposed to talk with everybody first so they search places? I found some footprints. Okay.
誰かが潜んでいた痕跡。
I am so confused, man. Like, just guys, talk to me, please. Okay, you found footprints. Is that... Are those circles there at the bottom something that's supposed to be
レ
filled?
ム悪い。
もちろん。
What? No, 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 no. Hold on. Talk to me about the footprints.
ありがとう。俺
Brother, what is happening, man? Are those circles on the bottom left corner, are those supposed to be filled? I am so confused. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Let's just try and get Byaku to do something. Work, woman.
それもっと。
それじゃあレムが嫌な気配。
わかったか。ベティはひ。
Okay, also, we have...
この庭に潜んでいる何者。これは何者この庭に。
Okay, let's try and exhaust all the exclamation points first. Let's go to this one here. Check out what? What are we checking out, man?
ここ
I click check,
少し怪しい。
and then nothing happens.
怪しい痕跡。
What footprints, man? Like, Roswell looks so funny in the overworld, by the way. Just look at his stupid face. Okay, I will check the last two exclamation points, and then if nothing happens, I don't know, I'll just wait and pass the turn because I don't know what I'm doing, man.
ここも怪しい。
スバル君。何者。この庭には何者かが確実に潜んでいたかしら。
Beatrice, that's super lovely, man. Can you tell me what or who? Can you actually provide a clue besides, this is suspicious? Can you imagine, like, an actual investigation going like this? Like, something is suspicious. What? I don't know, but something is suspicious.
怪しい痕跡があるな。
Guys,
ここに誰かが
I'm saying
潜んでい
this
たと思われる。
unironically. This is, up until this point, the hardest mission of the game. I have no idea what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to do. I'm on turn 12 of 20. I don't know what happens when we get to turn 20. I likely fail the mission. But I feel like we've made no progress whatsoever. I don't know what I'm doing. Rum, please save me. Nesama, please. Talk to me. Talk to me, babe. Babe, talk to me. Share
ラ
info.
ム。
それはこちらのせ。
ああ、もちろん。
え
Rum, talk
どう
to
した
me.
姉さん。
バルス。
多い情報不足。
誰に物を言いむしろ悩み。
あれ
当然よバルス。とにかく。
わかったよ。
え
Rum, tell me something new, please. Guys,
スバル君。痕跡です。これは明らかに新しいです。
okay, thank you, Be Wizard. So that's what the circles mean. Okay. If I recall, I just rizzed up Rum the whole time. A Rezero game with Jump Force or Ultimate Ninja Storm would be fire. I mean, I don't know if Rezero is necessarily like super suited to like fighting games, but it could be fun. There are some fun characters I'd love to play, especially in the later arcs. with Volakian characters and whatnot. I think it could be fun.
バルス、この庭に
Okay, so I'm supposed to like fill all the circles, right? So Beatrice is at 3, Rem is at 3, Rem is at 1. What if I just try passing the turns? Because they seem to be making progress. I don't know what kind of progress they're making, but they seem to be making progress. So I'll just pass the turn and see what happens if they get more. I feel like they're just walking around doing nothing. Okay, so no progress was had. They're still at 113. Let's talk with Rum once more. Share info.
それはこちらの
ああ
ええ
Okay, so Rum got one less PowerPoint, but I guess mine increased a bit. Am I supposed to just suck them dry? I just raise them up and take their points? Is that what's happening here? Is that the objective of the mission? Why is this a mission? Like, this is not gameplay. This is not fun or well designed, or like, this is so stupid, man.
スバル君
ありがとうレン
Okay, okay, so the bar is increasing. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, but the thing is, like, we click share info, but no info is just being shared. There's nothing happening. We're literally, this is just a walking and waiting game. This is, oh well. Guys, listen. The first loop of this game was a bit rough, especially the initial impact of it. It started turning me around, but now my opinion is going down once again. This is so stupid. Nothing is happening.
ちょうどよ
お
Okay, share info.
レアコ
まだの
ま
その通り
あ悪い引き続きそ
分かったの
Is it talk then?
悪いレア
どうしたの
いやちょっとし
Ask to help Rem, I
い
guess.
やでも
どうしたの
悪いレアコやっぱ
分かったのよ
This should not be a mission. I'm sorry, but this is like... I made fun of the...
絶対
Is there a new spot for me to investigate? No? Okay, I guess I'll just pass the turn. There are some action sequences which are very dumb, like the one with the fat clown where you just throw boxes at him or whatever, but at least you're doing something like physical, tangible, you know? Even if it's very goofy, it at least makes a lick of sense. But this is just... Someone's been hiding here the whole time. Is it the bushes? I don't see anything to click. Is it the bushes? Is it here? Investigate?
やっぱり
What footprints, man? I'm so confused. What am I supposed to do? Share info.
まあべ
なんなん
そりゃそ
そんなに
すまない
言われなく
あ悪い
どうし
いやレアコには
分かったの
ありがとな
何者かが潜んでいる
Okay, so there's one more point for Beatrice. Let's slurp that. Excuse me, Beatrice. Excuse me, but...
レアコ
ちょうどよかったの
お
Okay, so I'm at max points now. So I should just think and end the mission, right? Rem or Rum? Okay, I need to talk to Rem or Rum. I'm in my last 2 turns. Am I just going to reset if I couldn't make this? Is this the mission I'm going to die on? That's so sad.
姉妹の妹が感じ
Okay. Progress, finally. Think. Check.
レム怪しいやつ
Who is it?
本当で
ああ問い押さえるのに
もちろんです
いやあんまいろんなやつと話してると
わかりましたスバル
光栄って表
はい
Who is
予
it?
定を変更どうやら
一体他人の家の庭
あ
ああそう
ええ
そりゃ妙だなあんたの顔もちゃんとレム
はいスバル君待ちなさい
レム相手に何もかいた
スバル
失敗
どうやら
So it was like a random dude from the village? We don't even get an image? Am I crazy, or was this mission incredibly contrived and incredibly stupid and should not have been an action sequence? I know, once again, Rezero is very story driven, so they always have to sort of twist themselves to find like things for you to do, like actively in the game. But this was incredibly stupid, no? Am I the only one who thinks this was incredibly stupid? Yeah, it's easily the worst one. Okay. Why isn't it just a VN? I mean, I've been saying that from the very beginning. This should just be a visual novel. Literally hiding in the central garden a bit is so stupid. Also, yeah, how would like a random dude get away from Rem? She's an Oni. And like Beatrice is there, she can just cast magic and shamak and whatever. Oh well. I will not let this moment affect my opinion of the game. Actually, I'm lying. Yes, I will let this moment affect my opinion of the overall game. But I'm still hoping that the story is good and will have a satisfying ending. Let's just put it that way. I've given up hope entirely on the gameplay aspect of it. I'm just now hoping that the story can cook. And I think it has some elements here, some ingredients, which may cook something. Let's hope for the best. Okay, conference mirror. Okay, so that was the witch cult. Spy at the manor. Okay.
屋敷を見傍聴意識動向って話思い返してみてもオートで気象が盗まれた事件があるし一番可能性が高いのひとまずこの鏡はロズワルにある。はい。そのよ。
That's a big mistake.
稼げる時間は
Kicked out the uninvited guest. Yay, new achievement.
赤ん坊じゃねえんだからご飯くらい。とはいえ。っておい。そんなにびっくりすること？正直呼吸してるだけで可愛いもんな。
EMT, aka EMA in English. Emilia Major Angel.
また変なこと言って。
ごめんごめん。本気でエミリアタン。そう、スバル君。それじゃあエミリアタン行ってくる。しばらく離れ離れだけど、寂しい時は枕を俺と思って抱きしめてて。
Chat, let me know. Imagine I'm your pillow and hug it every night. I want to know. This is so important. We must make a poll. Start a poll. Hold on. Let me know, guys. I want to see the verdict of the chat. The first half is such a slog, though. You're not far from the better parts. Okay, B-Wizard, that's reassuring to know. Thank you. Plot got a plot. Okay, I'm glad to know that the best is yet to come. That's very encouraging. Okay, chat is saying W Riz, so I think it's quite a smooth line from Subaru as well. And he left at that. He didn't even manage to ruin the bit like he always does at the beginning of the series. Subaru actually starts cooking but then just sort of shoves a foot in his mouth. This was W Riz, in my opinion. W Riz from Subaru. Yes, save my progress, because I definitely don't want to reset the game and play that again. Let's please not do that again ever in our lives. Once again, now is the moment where I think maybe perhaps I'm supposed to like gather more intel, but the thing is, I'm not going for the completionist build. I don't really care to get all of the achievements in this game. I'm just going to do the speed run, so let's just head straight to the capital and just be done with it.
オートに向けて
わかりました。
だからそんな1ヶ月前にチラッとしたや
まあわかる話。
なんだよ
ああ、俺的には十数回、おっちゃん的にはこれで2度目。
じゃあほぼ初対面じゃねえかわかるか
スバル君、お店の方も。
レムの言い分もわかるけど、よく見ろよ。
なんつう言い方しや
だから冷やかしじゃねえっつの。
嫌味を言いや
もちろん次はちゃんと客。
なんだよ
冗談はよしこさんだ。なんで
はいよ毎度あり
それから
お前あのじいさんと知り合いか
This is info that we have from one of our loops. Also something that Subaru did also know in Arc 3 Canonical after a few loops, so this isn't anything new. I said this in a previous video, but Volume 4 actually had massive cut content. That was one of the most cut volumes, from what I can recall. There was this whole sequence where Subaru ran away from some thugs with Priscilla, and there was the talk with Rom through Kadamon, and just a bunch of stuff that was cut. And obviously the conversation with Al, which still blows me away they didn't include it in Season 3, because that's literally... It changes the entire way you see that character. It's just necessary info for you to kind of understand the story. It blows my mind they put it in a break time, which no guys, break time doesn't count as, you know, something you have to watch. I'm sorry, if it's not the main episode, it's cut content for me. I don't care about the break time. Oh, speaking of Rezero, I forgot to say this. For all of my novel readers, for those who watch my reviews, I know that a new chapter was translated by Witch Cult today. I don't have time, I haven't had time yet to record a video. I'll probably try to read that today, or not today, because I'm going to bed very late. As soon as the stream closes, I'm going to bed, guys. But I'll try to read that chapter tomorrow, hopefully, and make a video. That's the plan. Let's see if I can do it. I know a lot of you guys weren't here when I previously said this, but this week, unfortunately, I'll be out for most of the week, so no episode review on Wednesday. Sorry guys, I'm actually super sad because it's going to be a very interesting episode. You guys know why. If you read the novel, I think it's going to be an episode that generates a lot of discussion. But unfortunately, I won't be here, so that's super sad, but it is what it is. We move.
スバル君、
そうだな。
わかりました。
いや、効率。
いいえ、
ぐいぐい来るな。わかった。
はい。
ああ、ちょっくら。
I want to go to church. Say a few prayers.
教会ですが、こんなところに用事があ
Unk.
るんですか？
What's up, Kamina? Love from Croatia. Hey, what's up, man? What's your most anticipated episode? I mean, I have a lot of episodes I'm anticipating. I can't say that... I can't answer this question without spoiling, and I have a lot of episodes that are tied for what I'm most hoping for, so I won't answer this question, but I'm very hyped. Let's leave it at that. Kadamon has so much aura. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Break time usually adapts side stories. Yeah, many of those which I have yet to read. I do know that Yen Press has translated some of the Tapenchu. I plan to read them eventually, but it's just I have so much stuff I want to read before that that I can't, man. Yeah, Grammar, I totally agree. Like, break time should just explain tiny details that were cut, or just funny gags. Like, for example, the one where Reed said that Subaru should use his whip on his girl. That could be included in a break time. It would be funny. But, you know, like, essential lore should not be in a break time, and in my opinion that's a directing failure if you have to resort to putting the Al stuff in the break time, because it's just that shouldn't be there, man. And the thing was, I even said this during the volume reviews, Arc 5 was actually so perfect to retcon that, because it's the perfect moment where you can have an organic conversation with Al, Priscilla, and Subaru because they're all in the same city. At the beginning of the arc, they're still goofing around. It's just the perfect place, and I can't believe they even had an extended first episode. I was like, for sure it's going to be in here, and then it wasn't. So yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about that one. A lot of people complain about the Theresia episode in season 3. I still think that wasn't that relevant, but once again, I'm very biased because I don't like Theresia as a character. I shouldn't say this because fans get mad, but you know, I just have to be honest. I don't super love Theresia, but the thing is, the Theresia episode had less context, so it was not fully adapted, but you can still understand the gist of the story. I don't think anime onlys had trouble understanding what happened with the Theresia backstory, whereas the Al stuff is just literally missing information that changes the way you view the character itself. So, in my opinion, the Al stuff is much more important than the Theresia episode. Yeah, Speedo, I still think, I mean, they have to include it in a main episode, in my opinion. I mean, Arc 7, you can include it in Arc 7, yes. Although, by this point, I think that ship has sailed, since they included it in the break time. I think that in their mind, that's done with, that's taken care of. I hope not, but yes, they can, in Arc 7, add that conversation in. All they need is Priscilla, Al, and Subaru to be in the same place. In fact, like, Priscilla is just there as a sort of spectator. As long as Al and Subaru get to have an alone time together, which they do have in Arc 7, I think that can be retconned, but yeah. You hate Theresia because you hate changers. Wait, what? No. I'm one of the few people that doesn't hate Reinhardt right now. Do you guys realize that? I'm one of the few people who still like can see his point and empathize with Reinhardt's perspective and his predicament. I don't want to, once again, give spoilers for the novel and sort of just blow my load in some of the stuff I'm going to say in my next volume review, or should I say chapter review. But I think there's a sort of section of the community that's now hating very strongly on Reinhardt, and I think a percentage of those are like internal jokes, which sure, I also make fun of Rowan and Marcos and all that as a sort of joke, but I think a lot of those people are seriously just trying to say that Reinhardt is a bum and whatnot, and it's like, you're entitled to not like a character, like that's totally fine, but if you misconstrue the character and then you give that as your reason for hating him, then that's just you not understanding the story, which is my exact point also with the Rum situation currently in season 4. If you understand Rum's character and you still don't like her, that's fine. That's totally fine. There's many characters I don't like. For example, the Theresia being one example where I read the side stories, I know a lot about Theresia, I understand where she's coming from and what the author was trying to write with her story arc. I just still don't like her because it's my personal taste. But if you misinterpret something and then just use that as your reasoning, then it's just a failure on your part. Once again, my opinion, some spicy takes. Hey Jakuna, I watched season 1 of the anime and I started reading Rezero with the light novels around 2020. There was an event which made me have a lot of time at home, if you get my drift. And that's when I started reading light novels, and it's been just pretty much my favorite hobby ever since. Yeah, Gabor, I think that there's a very big difference between who Reinhardt is as a character in terms of power and his sort of emotional maturity and just the type of stuff he has to deal with, which is not easy, by the way. I don't know, I feel like Reinhardt is one of those characters that's very mischaracterized and very misunderstood, especially in the novel.
もしよかったら
Once again, for those who are meeting Melty for the first time, she's a cutie patootie, and in terms of personality, from what we've seen, I don't know if there's a dark twist, but from her personality, she's the closest to Emilia, I would say, which is a bit refreshing. All of the other candidates are very swaggy and very confident, so Melty really stands out as a breath of fresh air. I don't dislike Melty. The same cannot be said for the hat bastard Tiga, which, once again, he's been very chill in the game. I don't have any reason to hate him. Yet. But I'm paying attention. As soon as he gives me something, I will latch onto it. Like a predator. Arr.
おいおい教会の関係者
はい、ティーガが死者って当選候補者の
スバルそれにレムさんそれは県人会から他の選択肢がなかっただけ教会のお偉いさんがだおっと
I love it when Subaru seems like very, very smart when it's just information he gathered after resetting. But the other characters are like, damn, this dude is like some 5D chess, damn, he's so smart.
それはわ
スバル君レムたちはエミリア
ああ分かった俺の名前は夏木スバルさて君の
私はメルティープリステスです
やれやれメルの心をほぐすのがうまいな案外女の子慣れしてるのかい
And ironically, Subaru is a ladies' man because he's always surrounded by women. So, I mean, it's just undeniable, right? Even if his Riz may not be the smoothest, but sometimes it can be. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is the harem of beautiful ladies that's always surrounding Subaru, so...
何を言い出す俺が女の子慣れしてるんだったらエミリアタンとの関係で
はいスバル君は女性慣れしていません
But that is in itself, like, contradictory, because if you're into him, then that means that he has, like, pleasing features or characteristics that you like about him, right? Not having game, but being self-aware can be, in turn, having game, right? This is a circle. The circle of Riz.
信じてるって意味か幼馴染一緒にいることが当たり前分かってもらえるなら何よりだよそうなる前にそれだけ喜んでもらえるなら本当は時間があったらリンガを使ったお菓子ですねってわけで機会があればそれもはい
はあそれにしてもなんだな
企むなんて人聞きの
ああメル悪く取らないでくれいや
微妙にフォロー
それでスバル君
せっかくのオートで顔見知りに挨拶に来たそう構えなくていいって
協力って私と
ああ俺もそう思う
Once again, Subaru wants to make friends with every single candidate to just sort of get on agreeable terms with them, especially because he's still trying to find out who the imposter is. Obviously, we, the reader, know who the imposter is, right? But Subaru doesn't, so we have to understand the story from his perspective.
それに関しては否定しねえよあとはそっちの真摯な目で俺がどっちなのかを見極めてもらいたい
What about Theresia do you not like? I've read the main LNs only, no side novels, and I can't think of anything specific about her that would make me have an opinion. Okay, yeah, so pretty much I think Theresia, and this is going to sound like a very weird statement, Theresia is the only character that I can think of in any fictional series where I started disliking her more after I read the side stories. So after I got to know more of her backstory, I disliked her even more, which I don't think I can say this for any other character that I can think of off the top of my head. So my main issue with Theresia, just I don't go through her whole backstory and whatnot, so I'll just summarize the main gist of it. Theresia is very passive, and her passivity leads to a lot of people dying during the war. And yes, she was a child. Yes, she wasn't the most emotionally mature, but I think there's a very just something I disagree with personally, an element of just infantilization and just protecting at every cost, right? Just the sort of putting women on a pedestal that I think Emilia can be written this way as well sometimes, but I think Theresia is the epitome of this, and I think perhaps Tape learned, or perhaps he wanted to not do that trope any further, but I think there's this sort of infantilization of Theresia, removing every single responsibility from her, even though she's very capable. Obviously, once again, I know she's a child, but the thing is, there were also a lot of children that weren't the Sword Saint, and they died because of her, right? And it's not so much that she did nothing, that was already bad enough, but it's more so that in the side stories, there is never any penance, there's never any redemption, any looking back on what happened, looking back on the lives that were lost. And this goes for Theresia and a bit for Wilhelm as well. What the guys didn't show you in the anime was that Wilhelm literally abandoned his squad to train in the sword to be able to fight Theresia. He abandoned his brothers in arms in the middle of a demi-human war, which was one of the nastiest wars in the history of the kingdom. So the thing about Theresia and Wilhelm, which is something that is sort of the curse of the Astrea, which permeates to their son Heinkel and their grandson Reinhard, both Wilhelm and Theresia are incredibly selfish characters. And the thing is, and now there's a bit of nuance here, and I wish I had just, noted down some thoughts so I could be able to give this to you in a more structured manner, but the thing about them being selfish characters isn't necessarily bad if they were written in a way to show that selfishness and to see them sort of redeem themselves from it. But in Theresia's case, she never even addresses it. She's just treated like a flower princess after the events of X2. In X3, there's never any word of redemption or sorry or just trying to make up for it. She's always treated like just essentially a child without any responsibility, which I hate and I don't think fits her character or her status, right, as a sword saint. And the other thing is, it's the way they're written. Like, once again, both Wilhelm as well, he's a very flawed character, especially as a father and especially as a grandfather, right? But I think Wilhelm as a man, he's sort of written in a very idealized fashion, where I think he's always very flawed in what he does. And yes, doing everything for love is romantic and can be like virtuous, but I think the way he went about it wasn't good. And it's sort of just swept under the rug in X3. In X3, his penance for just abandoning his squad, which even in real life, that would be high treason, right? That would be one of the worst things as a military person you could possibly do. And in X3, he just fought every one of the squad, and because he was stronger, he could prevail, which there is a bit of a Rezero medieval logic to it. If you're strong enough, you can do whatever you want. We also see this in characters, especially in Wallachia, right? But I don't know, it's just, the whole thing just doesn't sit well with me. That's about as much as I can put it without really spoiling anything or just going into the details of the X2 and X3 backstory. But yeah, I don't know. I know this opinion is very unpopular. I know a lot of people love Wilhelm. I like Wilhelm a lot as well. I just see him for what he is, though, which is a very flawed character, where I think a lot of people, especially even in a meta sense, because Subaru just looks up to Wilhelm so much, and this ideal version of Wilhelm as the ideal man, I think that's also blinds a lot of readers and a lot of viewers. I think Wilhelm is fascinating because he's objectively a very flawed human being and a terrible parent. And I don't know, and I think the whole situation with Theresia could have been handled a lot better. It's not so much the way she was written. I think there's a lot of narrative juice there. It's more so that she was written in that way and then made up by the author as being like the sort of perfect character when she's not. She's actually very selfish, but yeah, okay. I don't want to keep repeating myself, and especially because I know this conversation I can be here all night, and I know a lot of you will disagree with everything I just said, and that's fine. Bye, Ethan. See you. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Twerk. Yes, I also disliked Rowan a lot more after reading his backstory. In fact, my entire hatred comes from his backstory, which I think is horrific. And I will not get into that because once again, this stream is supposed to be anime-only friendly. But let's just say there's a character in Wallachia, which I hate, and is a character I hate the most in the entire Rezero series. So... Yeah, for what it's worth, the voice direction in this game is good. I think the voice actors do a good job, and I mentioned this also a lot in other episodes, where I said it's very rare for a light novel, or should I say visual novel, to have the entire thing voice acted. For example, in Fate Stay Night, I'm pretty sure, actually in Fate Stay Night I can't recall, but in Danganronpa I'm pretty sure they only voice acted the important bits and everything else was just text. Oh, bye Fazal, you're probably already gone, but yeah, if it's 5 AM you better go to sleep, man. I had the same opinion. Okay, nice to see I'm not the only one. Yeah, grammar, that's the word I was looking for. It's agency. They always treat Theresia like she had no agency at any point in the series, and there may have been a moment where that's true, but that's not always true, and I hate they wrote her that way. There's no character in Wallachia that I don't hate. Okay, now that is a spicy take, because some of my favorite characters are from Wallachia. Like, my favorite villain of the entire series is from Wallachia, so I definitely don't agree with that. But once again, just playing devil's advocate, there's also a lot of Drek in Wallachia. There's also a lot of characters that, in my opinion, didn't add that much to the overall story, and if the anime cuts a lot of their content, I don't think, like, always a part of me will be sad because I'm a novel reader, but thinking about the grand scheme of things, like the enjoyableness of the series, I think if they cut a lot of Wallachia, I won't be sad because I can understand it. I think it has a lot of bloat, a lot of narrative bloat. I mean, being bribed with an apple is, you know, pretty low standards. Okay, action music. Is this Crucia's manor? Yep. Okay, he's being very diplomatic, very good. Crucia is always so dramatic, but I like her for it. She's a serious person, she's very professional. You need these type of people in the world. They're the ones who make things happen. Kakugo. Huh. Once again, not just because of Subaru's very determined eyes, but also because she has the blessing of the wind and can see that he's not lying, that he's serious. There are very layers to Subaru. Quoting Shrek, Subaru is like an onion. He has various layers. I didn't know I was going to be quoting Shrek today. Really? He tried to bribe Crush with apples. Okay, loop 3 day 3, let's go. The goat. Teleportation. Yeah, I mean, To be fair, Gabor, I think teleportation is a trope that Tape overuses in general. Like, even all the way back in Arc 4, like, he used teleportation there, he used a lot of teleportation in a lot of instances. If everything is according to the novel, I can't say this, I don't want to spoil anything, I'll just cut it there, but yeah, there's a lot of teleportation in various arcs, let's say. Hey Alex, would you say the characters are completely different? I mean, I don't know because I haven't played much of the game yet. I think we're less than halfway through, but I will say Tiga seems very friendly here. That's all I'll say. Yeah, I think the thing about Wallachia is it very much feels like a side quest, and it feels like ever since we got back into Lugunica, it just, you know, it feels like the story sort of got back on track. I understand why some fans don't like Wallachia, but I think the payoff will be good, and we got a lot of important information, just character interactions in Wallachia, which I think will pay off in the long run.
Subaru 君。
いやー、人間性が曇りそうでなんだかな。
いえ、心配ありません。
This is Rem saying that Subaru's eyes are ugly. Always been very distinctive. If somebody you love tells you this, that means you're ugly, man. I'm sorry to say.
では、そろそろよろしい。
すいませんすいません。よろしくお願いします。
レムもご一緒しても大丈夫でしょうか。
構わないと思いますが。
はい。
なるほど。
Someone I know often injures himself.
少し意図した意味と違った受け取り方ですが。
I don't know actually how Wilhelm sees this whole relationship because he's very much a wife guy. In many ways, Wilhelm is the ultimate wife guy. And Subaru is two-timing here. He has Rem as the side chick, and he has Emilia, so I don't know if Wilhelm approves of this arrangement. Yeah, this is the thing with healing magic, it's not really like flashy or anything, so they have to use these bits of description and dialogue to sort of build up Ferris, because compared to the other guys, he's not, you know, shanking people like Otto, or doing anything like super impressive, right? But don't worry, for those of you who are anime only, Ferris will get his moments to shine, that's all I will say. Yep, Roswell can't use healing magic. I think there's a certain element of healing magic where you have to be a good person that wants to heal others, and I don't think Roswell has that in him. My girl Felix. Yeah, to be honest, Felix is one of those characters where I just miss the pronouns every single time. I just get confused, man. Especially just right now, I'm sleep deprived, so it's just, you know, she, he, it's whatever comes out first. Unless it's Echidna. You know what? That would be actually a very cool story point if there was a moment where Echidna was in danger and Roswell couldn't heal her. I think it would be very tragic, but very, like, Rezero-like, if that makes sense. Oh, also I see that the poll is still open. I'm going to close it. 71%. You guys like Subaru's Riz. Imagine if Otto is the one who will kill the final boss. Imagine. Can you imagine? The final boss is, I don't even know. I don't even know. The Observers, Satella, Pandora. I would love for Otto to just shank Pandora. Just it would be super fun.
そういうわけにはいかねえよ。レム、俺と
応戦の延期。
そうだ。その二つと比べた。
それでもエミリア様やロズワール様から。
ああ。
それで
一応応戦候補者を訪ねてみようかなって。レム、
面識はありませんが、昨日お会いしたメルティ様とクルシ様から応戦は候補者5人で。
ティーガの話だと見つかった。そんなわけで、
ただし
どっちも癖が強い。
So once again, for those who are new to this, these are Priscilla and Anastasia's character designs in this game. Priscilla looks a bit cuter and younger, and Anastasia looks completely clapped, like a mutant, like some horrifying transformation went on and she's a different person. I would say Anastasia is the imposter, quite honestly, looking like that, so...
Anastasia さんは待てよ。
Interesting. So the fat clown isn't working with the witch cult. So there's 3 parties in this, which is interesting. The candidates, the fat clown party, and the witch cult. Wait, what happened? Okay. Very interesting development. We all know Otto is Pandora. Man, that whole theory just cracks me up. I'll be honest, I wouldn't like it. I just think that's not... I mean, it may be true. It may be true. It seems like a bit of a meme theory, but if it was true, I probably wouldn't like it. I think that's pretty stupid, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, that may be lust portraying Anastasia, so we don't know, because she does look very different.
わかりました。
それについちゃおう。
なるほど。
さすが。そんなわけ。
酒場ですか。
ああ。さて。さすが。ノート。
ぶつかってごめんした。
ああ、だい。
お兄さん。
ミミ。
知ってる感じ？
Yeah, and for those of you who said that the fox scarf wasn't here, it's still there, as you can see it. It's just that she has a scarf on top of a scarf. Not only is her character design bad, I don't think this outfit makes any sense. She's very, very cold. Maybe in the region of Kararagi she's from, it's cold, but not in Lukunika. It has, like, you know, warm, medium warm weather. I don't know why she has, like, a thing on her head and then 2 scarves then. A scarf and a cape. That's crazy. Knowing Anastasia, she's already suspicious that they knew to find her here. She's already thinking that Subaru is just sort of 4D dimensional chess mega thinker, when in reality he's just a dude with information he shouldn't have access to. Also, one thing I do have to say is Anastasia in this game seems a lot less prepared and overall just less smart than the one from the novels. Like that whole episode when we were being chased by the perverted clown, the fat clown, like she didn't have her mercenaries with her, she didn't have Julius with her, she was very ill prepared, which is the exact opposite of what we see of Anastasia in Arc 3. Like the people in the bar, they were all working for her, and that literally doesn't happen. I kept waiting for it to happen, and it never does in this game. So this Anastasia, like some characters are slightly different, like we've already talked about how Subaru seems a bit more mature than baseline Arc 3 Subaru, but this Anastasia, not only is she much uglier, she's considerably dumber, which is a peculiar decision. Mimi's always eating. Subaru's trying to riz up Anastasia. That is true. Subaru is very emotional. He doesn't like these type of exchanges. Talking about one's death. Reinhardt is the final boss. I mean, maybe. But the thing is, I'll say this regarding the final boss, and I don't want to spoil anything from Arcs 8, so I won't say anything about Arc 8, but let's just say, for those of you who are novel readers, you'll understand why I'm making this comment. I think the most important thing for a villain is personality, and I actually don't care much about their power. Once again, I think the thing about a final boss is the dynamic with the protagonist has to be good, and yes, there is a very interesting dynamic between Reinhardt and Subaru, but I don't know if it's like final boss dynamic, if that makes sense. And I think having a weaker villain can not ruin an arc, but, you know, lesser my opinion of it or my enjoyment of it. So I think Reinhardt would be very compelling as a villainous figure. I don't know if he's the final boss though. I don't think he has the sort of personality to carry the final arc as the final boss, at least in my opinion. Maybe a lot of things can change from here to then. That's all I'll say for now. Where's Julius? Yeah, that's another thing. Because the royal... this is my headcanon, even though they haven't said this. Because the royal selection hasn't officially started in this game, Julius is still technically a knight of the kingdom and not a knight of Anastasia per se. So I am guessing he's just roaming the streets, acting as a policeman or whatever. I'm not too sure, but Julius is strangely absent from this game. He appears sometimes, but not very often. Yeah, also I don't want Reinhardt to be the final boss because I agree, Gabor. I want him to have a happy ending. I think he's gone through a lot, even if a lot of people mistreat him and say he's a bum and whatnot. I think a lot of fans just can empathize with him, but I still want Reinhardt to be happy and, you know, have a good ending. I think maybe deserve is not the right word, but I think I would like it personally. So I don't know if he deserves it necessarily, but I think I would like a happy ending for Reinhardt. Yeah, once again, Grammar, that's a great callback. I mean, I wouldn't say Betelgeuse was fairly weak. I think Betelgeuse was up against the perfect opponent. He was against his hard counter, right? So I think calling him weak is a bit unfair. He's definitely not as strong as Regulus, though, and not as broken as Capella, for example. But I think Betelgeuse is still likely my favorite Archbishop. And, you know, it was mostly because of his personality, nothing to do with his power set. In terms of power sets, I think the best ones are probably either Capella or Regulus. I think Regulus has a great power, right? But I think he's just, personality wise, he does his job, and his job is also to be sort of just unmemorable. that's part of his appeal. But yeah, I don't think Regulus, for example, could be the main villain of the series because he just doesn't have the it factor, the charisma to be the main villain. A fight between Reinhardt and Subaru. But unless Subaru unlocks like mega sage potential and, you know, grows pretty strong, or unless Reinhardt loses all of his powers, how would a fight between Subaru and Reinhardt be entertaining? It's just over in 2 seconds, no? Yeah, I think so as well. I think it would just be a verbal fight. If that's what you're intending to say, then yeah, I think it would be very, very entertaining. Especially after we know the full truth, right? And once again, I have to sort of bite my tongue because I don't want to give spoilers from the novel, so I'll just leave it at that.
変顔の夏樹くんの忠告は
それを
提供ってもしかして
待ったそうじゃないって
力に訴えんくても
本当
アナスタシア様すばだって撃てばいびくかもよそれで
俺からの話は単純だ怪しい格好の同犬
Weird fashion sense is a way to put it.
うちのロズワールじゃなく
It isn't Roswell. I like how he clarifies it isn't Roswell. It's just a fat clown.
なんや驚いた
でもそいつは
その危険性をうちに知ら
What do you mean unlike Roswell? Roswell is also extremely dangerous and problematic, so...
まさか
誤解せんといてなうちの紹介専属の紙幣
Yeah, your company's private military force that weren't with you when we protected you from the clown, the fat clown, with boxes.
一緒に来てくれてるんはスバル君そのための紙幣だ
My cute little kids. Ricardo's not a cute little kid. He's a buff dude with chest in his hair. With chest in his hair? What hair in his chest? Dude, I swear it's like doing these streams at night when I'm just sort of sleepy. My dyslexia just goes into like hyper mode. I'm so dyslexic at night. Chest in his hair, that's a funny one.
ミミ様杖を引いてはいミミ杖あちゃんが言えんならエッサホイさ
I'm actually curious who would win between Mimi and Rem. In the, I guess, power scale of Rezero, I'd put them both at around B tier. I'm just making this stuff up right now as I'm saying, but I would say the point is I think they would be at about the same power range, at least from what I perceive them, from what I see in the story. So a fight between them could be fun. Once again, this is just an off comment. I don't really take the power scaling of series super seriously, because the true power scale is whoever the author wants to win. So that's your power scale, guys. I think some people take power scaling way too seriously and it's super fun, but you know, it's part of the appeal of being a fan of Battle Shonen. You just sort of, you know, fantasy book the matches between your favorite characters. That's part of the fandom, I guess, but some people take it way too seriously. It's like, bro, like if the story asked for Krillin to beat Goku, Krillin would beat Goku, because the author would just write it that way. It's really not... He doesn't have an actual tier list saying this character will beat this one and blah blah. No, it's just... Especially because Dragon Ball is an extreme example, because characters are like in very different power skills, right? But in series like ReZero, could Subaru beat Wilhelm? No, in a fair fight, but you know, Wilhelm is still human. Could Subaru poison Wilhelm and beat him that way? I mean, yeah, sure. You know, it's just that in series that are more grounded, like ReZero, for example, I think you can open up a lot of possibilities, and the sort of power rankings are just kind of a meme, because once again, it's just, it depends on the context and depends on whatever story the author is trying to tell, right? Yeah, Anastasia, this is super cool, man, but you didn't do this the last time when we actually asked you to do that. You were completely defenseless, which is why I called you a dummy. But yeah, this is super cool, man. Cool flexing you're doing here, but when we needed you the most, you did not flex. you ran away and had Subaru help you against a fat clown. That man is fat. He's so fat his mama's a boulder. Okay, so we have talked with Krush, Anastasia, Melty. Then I think Priscilla's left, Priscilla and Felt. Although at this point Subaru should not know that Felt is a candidate, or at least he knows but he shouldn't reveal it, so I guess Priscilla's the only one left. Let's see how that interaction will go. I'm thinking it's probably going to be very unproductive, because it's Priscilla, and she just, you know, she's Priscilla. Arc 5 really made me love Mimi Garfield. Yeah, man, for me too. I think Mimi and Garfield are a very, very cute pairing. They're very wholesome. That's the thing. Some pairings are more romantic. I think Mimi and Garfield, especially because they're younger, they're like very, very wholesome. They're super cute. The only thing about that is, on one hand, I don't think Rum fits with Garfield. On the other hand, I also don't want Rum to end with the clown pervert. So I'm a bit conflicted there. But yeah, I think Garfield and Mimi are a real cute pairing. Once again, Kamina, I think we have very different opinions. I also am not a fan of everything in Wallachia, but I think it has a lot of good stuff. And I love Arc 9, so I absolutely love Arc 9. The bum Anastasia versus the Chad Fox Kidna. Yeah, Laser, I agree. It's writing consistency and being written in a way that is believable. Maybe Reinhardt is the friends we made along the way. I mean, yeah, if abandonment issues is the friends we made along the way, then yeah, sure. This meeting with Priscilla is going to be something, isn't it? I mean, just look for the gaudiest mansion in the entire neighborhood. That's Priscilla's mansion. She's not hard to find. Akai. Here we go, buying more apples. We're back. Kadomon is loving it. I said this in a previous loop, but due to Subaru's business, by the way, for those of you who missed it, there was a loop in which Priscilla saw one of Kadomon's apples and just decided to buy the entire store. I think in the middle of all of this, the person who's having the best time is Kadomon. Brother is making bank due to Subaru. He's here to buy 10 more apples. I like it. Kadomon is very hands-off. He just doesn't pry. He just delivers information. Very good, very professional. If he doesn't remember it, then he hasn't seen Priscilla. Priscilla stays in your memory. Trying to bribe Priscilla with apples is so funny, like when you think about it as a concept. She's like a very pampered, spoiled rich princess, and brother is just bringing apples. Sakura, one of the fishiest member of the church. I do not trust this chick. This chick creeps me out, man. She's very, like, I don't know. Her overall demeanor, she's always tired. She's always like giving the oogly eyes. I don't know what's up with her, man. I like to believe that every moment of competent movement of Anastasia is just Fox Kidna taking over. Man, this slander is so delicious. You guys really are going in on Anastasia. Poor girl. Yeah, Laser, a lot of people I've seen really don't have a great opinion of Invincible, but I'll be honest, I've never seen that, and I don't think I have any interest in watching that because it seems not super good. Hey Alex, yes, we are currently in loop 3. Both loops, Puck froze the world and reset us as the Beast of the End. In loop 1, we reset at the mansion with the attack of the Witch Cult. And in loop 2, we reset at the capital, where my man Petelius, literally balls of steel, he attacked the capital by himself. So yeah, this game is off the charts. Yeah, that's all I care about, really. Laser, it's just writing consistency. I don't really care about power scaling. I think it's just goofy, especially for non-like battle shonen-centric series. Like, for example, I understand if in Dragon Ball, for the series to even exist, like, you can't just have Goku lose to Krillin, right? That's not... That would be very poor writing. But in series like Rezero, I think anything can happen, as long as you justify it well. Like I said, here the characters are more human.
さくらさんが。
そうで。改めましてさくら様。いえいえ。
そうなんだよ。
はいはい。またそんな。
ああ、それ。
まあまあ。秘密。そ
れを。むしろ知ってて当然。
Flapping their gums. Overseer, that's interesting. She's their overseer. That's an interesting relationship. I thought they were childhood friends as well. I follow the will of the church above all else. Well, that is ominous, I think. Once again, I don't trust Sakura. There's something about Sakura that just irks me. Hold on. Hold on, how do I get the... I obey mother's wishes. Guys, hello? I obey mother's wishes? Is this a spoiler? Is this not crazy? Hold on. Huh. I won't talk about this any further, but for those of you who know, I think you know, this was arguably the most suspicious line in the entire game up until now. And I don't think we'll have a payoff to this particular line in the game, but this is mega fishy. Mega fishy. God forbid a woman has a mother. I like how out of the Rezero context somebody would just say that I hate mothers. Huh, she has a mother? That's suspicious. How dare you have a mother figure in your life? See, everything always seems to have a subtext. I don't trust Sakura. Even when she's joking, she seems to be making some sort of veiled threat. I don't trust this chick. And keep in mind, I don't know much about her even from the novels, so... But I just don't trust her. I don't trust these guys. The church guys. Generally speaking, if it's an anime or novel series, don't trust people from the church. That's all I'll say. In fact, it would be very refreshing if we had people from the church who were actually good. I think that would be a nice change of pace. That would be a plot twist in itself. What they're actually, who they pretend to be, that's crazy.
兄ちゃん、驚かせるなじゃねえよ。ああ、頼むよ。
自分で言ってて寂しくならねえ。
ほっとけ。
ここが
Let's see if Als has that same line regarding Rem and Drum that he said in Arc 3. I'm pretty sure that was also in the anime, so that's an important line that they didn't cut.
ひょっとして純金のプリシラ像とかどっかに飾ってあったりしないか。
おいおい、人様の屋敷聞いてたのが俺だったからよかったけど、もしも姫さん。
スバル君。
気持ちはわかるけど。
Rem says that Al is very suspicious because he also stinks of miasma.
ものすごくめ
違うから面白い嬢ちゃんだ。悪いことは言わねえ。さっさと立ち去んな。
その忠告はすげ
え。そう。
お前の主人のお姫様に伝え。
それでわざわざわらわの時間を奪おうというのじゃ。
結局相手がライオンなら睨まれた俺は縮こまるのがオチなんだ。
If this was the anime, and obviously we weren't using a stock image of Priscilla, she would probably be reading, as we saw in Arc 3.
気持ちはわかるけどよ。
わかってるよ。
あ
る黙るがいい。
あいや
毒にも薬にもならぬ前にはやめよ。
Just get to the point, I like it.
それは
手ぶらで来るのも失礼だと思って。俺の馴染みの店のもんでな。
それにある。
へいへい。あ
それで間違いねえよ。
改めるったって。おい嬢ちゃん。
はい。
おいおい。
Al is so disappointed.
何事か。
そりゃ見せるのはいいんだが、見ても姫さんが怒る。
それを決めるのはわらわであって。
はいはい言わ。
なんじゃ。
Exactly, she doesn't know what a fruit with peel is. She's too spoiled. Huh, an apple. Huh.
よもやリンガが赤い果実とはな。赤々と売れたそれをわらわへの土産とす。なんじゃ。
いや、姫さんが毒味したもんを食うのは当然なんだが、俺の食いかけを姫さんが食ってると思うと興奮
たわけ。
的確に走行の薄いところ。
Once again, I love the sound design. It can be very goofy, but very funny.
男どもが情欲を抱くのは当然じゃが。
Indulge yourself in silence. That's very goon adjacent, but I respect it. Indulge yourself in silence. That's a crazy sentence.
夢を見ることまでわらわも禁じはせぬ。
つまり姫さんは俺がどれだけ不死だろう。
それを口にするなと言ったぞ。これがわらわの騎士。
Mere jester.
その点、ハンマの娘も。
俺が騎士じゃないのはそうだが。
Ooh, serious Subaru. Okay.
わらわに命令か。その無礼も。
そっちこそ同じことを二度言わせるなよ。
スバル。
ああ、姫さん、話が進む。
ある。
そりゃ姫さん的には譲った方が負けって考えもあるだろうけど、姫さんだって裏でこそこそと強に。
わらわの乳房は
My abundant heart. Priscilla can be a lot sometimes, but I think she's very funny a lot of the times. She's just incredible, man. What made you watch Rezero? Literally, I think it was probably the ending and the character designs. I thought it looked cool and sounded cool, so I just started watching it. Fun fact, there was when I started watching Rezero, I was still in university, and my sleep schedule is even more messed up than it is now. And I kept binging it because I was just liking the episode so much and I connected with it so much immediately. It's not like ReZero was an acquired taste. I started loving it right away from arc 1. And so I was watching all the episodes that had come out at the time, probably 7 or 8, and this was deep into the night. So it was around 8 in the morning. There was an earthquake in Lisbon, where I lived at the time, and I thought, damn, I'm really sleepy. I'm even imagining that the earth is shaking. But no, the earth actually shook because there was an earthquake. And yeah, that was my cue to go to bed, because I thought I was just hallucinating things. I just felt like my chair shake, you know, kind of a creepy experience. Mums are a lot like horses. Huh? Excuse me, I didn't quite understand that one. What's worse, mother issue or daddy issues? From personal experience and also what I've seen in a lot of fiction, I think daddy issues is bad, mommy issues is fatal. Let's put it that way. If you have mommy issues, you are not coming back, man. It's that's GG. Is Sakura in the novels? Yes, most of the characters in this game are in the novels, starting from arc 10. That's as much of a spoiler as I will give you. How far are you in the game? I'm in loop 3. I have no idea how many loops there are, but I'm assuming I'm like close to halfway through. Indulge yourself in silence is one of the moments I screenshotted. Damn it, I should have screenshot that. That was actually a very good thumbnail. God damn it. I should have thought about that. Actually, I can just screenshot this one. F12, no? Okay. Cool. This may be a good thumbnail. Minerva's heart is bigger. What did you study in uni? I studied computer science and business management. Computer science, it's pretty much just programming. I don't know much outside of that, mostly because that's what I ended up doing in life, and I've never managed any business, so not a very useful degree. I mean, if you count YouTube as managing a business, then if I count every single piece of equipment that I bought and all of the revenue that I've had from YouTube, then I am deep in the red. So I'm not a good business manager, let's put it that way. What's up with earthquakes in Lisbon? Lisbon is, I think, an earthquake-prone zone. There was even a big earthquake a few hundred years ago that still, you know, has repercussions in history. So Lisbon is not a good zone if you don't like earthquakes, let's put it that way. It's not as bad as Japan or anything. It's not like there's an earthquake every year, but it's not just super chill. Bro, choose one. One which? Choose what? What am I choosing? I maybe missed one of your messages. Because I don't know what I'm choosing. Bro, I love the Alan Priscilla banter so much. She's such a dick. I love her. Okay, so Priscilla's not involved with Wolf, which I think is a given, right? I don't think she would be involved. It's probably the game original characters that are all in collusion with each other. That's a screenshot as well. They're more in sync than they think. Subaru and Al are very similar. in many ways.
スバル君が必要でも
俺だって
レムが
レムが横にいてくれたから。
スバル
いやいやいやいやいや、おかしいおかしいおかしい。
I love how much they're in sync. It's super funny.
ものすげえ他力本願な作戦じゃねえか。
あるに言われるのも納得いかね
いいえむしろそれをと
え。可愛い顔と声で何言い出した。
やれやれ、ずいぶん愛される。
Rem is such a ride or die. She's kind of psycho, but she loves very intensely. That's all I'll say. Get yourself a wife or a girlfriend like Rem, and your needs will be covered. You have a partner for life. But yeah, very high maintenance.
すげえ本格的なアドバイス。一応
プリシラ
そんな本気で聞かれたら
Let's see if now Al gives away the line that he gave to Rem in Arc 3, in Volume 5, if I'm not mistaken.
とはいえ不意打ちされたら誰でも驚く。
I mean, yeah, Priscilla could lie if she wanted to, but obviously we as the reader know that Priscilla is not involved with Wolf.
俺が俺の目を信じなかったら。
But I'm pretty sure Priscilla could lie without giving it away because it's Priscilla. She's a very good actress. Or maybe she would say she doesn't need to lie because she's Priscilla and the world revolves around her, or whatever just sort of messed up logic she uses.
プリシラはウォルフの
Once again, from a reader perspective, it's super funny that Subaru trusts Melty so much because we know that Melty is the fishy one.
正直信じるために疑う。
しかし気になってたんだが。
紛らわしい
Oh, we have the line from Arc 3.
ジョーちゃんの名前
That's
はラム
funny.
だろ。それがレムって一人称はややこ
He
しいって。
thinks that Rem is Rum. Very interesting. Very, very interesting implications.
アルサ
何？
ラムはレムの双子の姉
Very, very interesting. I like how they add these lines from the novel.
冗談はよせよ。ジョーちゃんがラムだろ。
Very
い
interesting.
えそんな冗談を言う意味が
Very interesting. Nice, nice, nice. I've always wondered what was up with this interaction. This is one of those that I need to know the answer to this.
いいえ
And this is also one of the interactions that worries me the most in the entire series, because this interaction right here gives credence to Big Loop Theory, which I'm still coping about. I don't know if I want it or not, but yeah. Just hold on, let me just change something here. Mums are like horses in that they don't exist. Okay, we are reaching levels of memory that I'm lost in the sauce, man. In my case, I binged the first 21 episodes without food or drink. Yeah, man, it's like they're almost the same person. I see that. I still don't believe that theory, by the way, but yeah. I know a lot of people think that Al is Subaru. But I still... But I still don't think that that Al is Subaru. I don't know, man. That theory has a lot of holes, in my opinion, and I never really believed it. The thing is, for somebody trying to do a sneak attack, the fat clown stands out way too much. This interaction, man, it supports Big Loop Theory so much. One day we'll find out everything about this, and it will be a very, very fun day. Especially because I think a lot of people don't even remember this interaction. It was just sort of glanced through in the anime, and very few people have actually read the novels for Arc 3, so it's something that's always been on my mind, but I think not a lot of people even care about it.
スバル君
全身に黒い布。いきなりなんだって思うだ。
その危険な輩を拘束するんです
One very useful thing about Rem is that she just believes Subaru fully no matter what. So even when he's being just sort of neurotic and psychotic, because obviously he has access to information that he can't share how he got that information, but Rem always believes him, so she's a very useful ally, especially early on, when Subaru's standing in the world was less good, let's just put it that way. Where he sort of sounded more like a maniac and less like a genius, because towards the later parts in the series, he's had such a proven track record that he sounds like a genius, but in this moment in the story, he's still very much a lunatic who just says random things, right? That's a jump scare. Kuhahaha. The fat clown. Rem is ready to go. She's ready to bang. As soon as Subaru says bang, she bangs. She does not ask any questions. He's throwing daggers. He's of the same school of attack as Dio Brando. Okay, we switched masks. This was the mask to slurp mana, right? So to give a little bit of the suckage to Rem. Shouldn't Subaru say anything like, hey Rem, he's going to try and suck your mana dry? Okay, he switched masks once again. Interesting, just like for a non-combatant, Subaru is quite good at sort of noticing these small patterns, like the same thing he noticed with Elsa all the way back in Arc 1, that she always went for the bowels. Elsa was more of a fetish. We still don't know what the fat clown's justification is for always aiming at the same spot, but still very good. You blocked the dagger with an apple? Brother. Just dodge if you know it's coming for the forehead. Just do this, man. Why are you doing this? And if it was a dagger thrown at high speeds, an apple would not stop it. What are we talking about, man? Some of the moments in writing are so goofy in this game. Bro, just dodge, literally do this. It's a faster reaction than doing this, and it's just safer. I missed the cell phone. Bro was beaten by a cell phone. He was just flashbanged by technology. Yep, don't get close, don't get slurped. Should be easy. She's going to kill him. I think he can have some very interesting information to give away. Okay. I don't think we've seen this mask before. Fire? Okay. Fire magic. Okay. So that mask is fire. Alice Subaru's grandpa. Alice Kenichi. I mean, there's many theories, right? Especially because I'm assuming some of you are anime only. Yeah, everybody in the camp really just, you know, gets more defensive and protective of Subaru as the series goes on. Alice Toyota, Subaru's uncle and the son of Flugel. Flugel is Honda then. God damn it. I was going to make that joke. Alice Hyundai, Mazda, the power of apples. guys, don't make me make a video or something like throwing a knife at an apple. Guys, listen. If it's like a pointed knife thrown by an expert at high speed, you can't stop a knife with an apple, okay? Guys, stop it. Come on. Ram flash banged? Yeah, Ram. She banged. She's always ready to bang. Okay, cool illustration. Okay, Ram used water magic, but I don't think it's enough. See, this is another one of those instances where sometimes I think the sound is just poorly mixed. I think that's the term. Because I think it's just... the dialogue is just way too low, right? I can barely hear him. Especially with the sound effects. Oh, this is quite a bad ending for Ram, by the way. She's literally watching Subaru burn alive. Not super pleasant. Ah, and Subaru sees Ram just being sucked dry. Subaru is being burned, and Ram is being slurped. Not good. I must ensure her victory. Interesting. Interesting. So now we know that the clown is working for one of the candidates. I wonder who it is. Save your okay, so this was loop 3? Oh, we're in loop 4 now. Okay, that's interesting. So then, loop 4, day 3. Okay, Shadow Garden? In Prophecy of the Throne? That's crazy. We're in Shadow Garden? That's pretty fun, no? Aishiteru. You guys want some ASMR? Aishiteru. Okay, interesting. So, in the actual timeline of the game, our baseline reset point just went up, way up. So we're now in day 3 instead of going all the way back to the mansion. Very, very... But once again, it's just the game is made this way. But I don't think this ever happened before, right? Where the reset point got updated without new progress, so to speak. So in a previous loop, we died in day 6, I think, and we went all the way back to the beginning, but now we died in day 4 or day 3, and we went back to day 3, right? So let me check. Tab, where it's not tab, it's left control, flowchart. Yeah, so we died loop 3, we died in day 3, and we went to day 3. But in loop 2, we died in day 6, and we went back to day 1. So once again, I know this is a game and I'm overthinking this way too much, but I don't think this ever happens at any point in the actual canonical storyline. You always go back to the same reset point, unless you advance enough time or enough progression, right? So just something to note. Rem's had a few bad endings in her life. That's true. The weakest knife user. I mean, if his knife got stopped by an apple, I still have to make that test, man. But I don't think an apple can stop like an actual knife. the thing is, I can't actually make that test in real life because I don't have any, like, actual knives to kill people with. I'm on a list just saying that on a stream, but where would I even acquire like an actual, what do you even call it, like a hunting knife or like a pointy knife? Where would I go? What would I say to a person in a store? Hey man, I want a knife to throw at people. Like that's not good, right? They would put me in jail. They would think I'm crazy. But I'm pretty sure, like guys, even a kitchen knife, if you throw it hard enough, it's just, it passes through an apple. I'm pretty sure, man. Big knife theory doesn't want you to know about this. This is all Big Apple propaganda. So this is very reminiscent of what actually happens in Canonical Arc 3, where Subaru resets in front of the Apple Store. Although in Arc 3 it's because he fought the witch cult, not the fat clown. I grew up training with tomahawks and throwing knives. Wait, what? Brother, what do you do for a living? You're either like a circus artist or you're like a military guy. What do you mean you grew up throwing tomahawks, man? Where do you live? You can buy them at Cabela's in Washington. Man, let me tell you. America is so crazy from an European's perspective. That's so crazy, man. I don't even know where I would go to acquire such a thing. It's crazy you could just buy it in a store in America. America's crazy, man. Okay, so we are supposedly also, just so we can note, we are now in loop 4, which means this is where a lot of people told me that this gets really good, so let's see. I think we have enough information now to be able to make some very good decisions, so let's see how Subaru manages this situation. I'm still curious to see how we're going to handle the entire witch cult plus white whale situation, with all of this added factor of the fat clown, but let's see. The greasy clown. Because we never had the crash out and the fallout with Emilia, I'm assuming we'll also won't get from zero with Rem, so that's also a great moment in the series, very iconic. That's likely not going to happen in this timeline, because it just doesn't make sense timeline-wise. But this is pretty close. Not close, but you know, she's giving him the pep talk, which is I think about as much as we're going to get in this timeline. In hindsight, I also have to say this, I think Subaru says things which are so suspicious and so specific that it's kind of strange that characters don't just realize that he's time traveling, because although he never says it explicitly, like a lot of the things he says, like confirming where he is in time, saying, this didn't happen yet, or things like that, right? I think it's pretty obvious from what he's saying that, you know, he's traveling in time, but either way. I've also always wondered if the taboo with Satella is just something where he has to speak it, right? Because we saw certain weird instances in the series, for example, when Subaru was on top of the white whale and he said the taboo, nobody that could understand him was listening to him, right? It's not even clear if the white whale itself listened to what he was saying, but still it activated Satella's miasma or whatever. So is it a thing of just speaking? I've always wondered if Subaru wrote that he's returning by death, if that would activate the taboo, right? I don't know, just something to think about, or if he can be indirect about the information he gives away, because I think after a certain point in the series, and just with Subaru's very suspicious dialogue, I think it becomes very clear to anyone who's paying attention that he's time traveling. So I'm not sure if Satel would consider that breaking the taboo, if someone is smart enough to figure it out by themselves, right? Another interesting thing to think about this game is that if the save point has been moved up, then we are locked into the decision that we are alone in the capital with Rem, at which point it makes me think that Emilia isn't going to appear anymore, which I think, once again, Tape really likes writing Emilia away early in the story. It's very, you know, very puzzling that the main heroine is just never there. I'm assuming we're not going to get Emilia anymore, if this is the new save point.
Rem, これからプリシラの屋敷に向かう。
別の。
さっきの酒場でも言ったろ。アナスタシアさんを狙ってるやつぶっちゃけ。そいつ。
では。
それは。そのために。
そのために。はい。
何でも言ってください。
Oh, you're an electrician, but you just lived in the woods. Oh, okay. Yeah. Dude, that's such a cool backstory. Dude, you're like an isekai protagonist. Not even gonna lie, Grammar. You're like an isekai protagonist, man. You're like the dude that gets isekai'd and gets like a knife throwing ability or something. That's super OP. That's very fascinating. Yeah, Kamina. I also think there's a lot of, like in the novel, sometimes it's not always clear if Subaru is actually speaking things out loud or just monologuing to himself. Yeah, Adhail. That's a good point, because Roswell knows that Subaru has something, he just doesn't know what it is, so maybe writing can be a way to sort of skirt around the restriction. We don't know. More time with my Oni queen and not that elf fraud. Oh no. We're getting the Rem Emilia rivalry in the chat here. Oh really, Hian? Is that in a... Huh, is that in a side story? I don't remember reading that, but it's been a while since I read volume... what is it? 16, I think? Huh, but he tried to tell Betty various ways. Okay. It's also strange that she wouldn't know, because she, you know, has a sort of connection with him. She can sort of feel when he's, I don't know, his consciousness is wavering or whatever. I'd watch an electrician born in another world. I mean, dude, really, I think it's a very cool backstory for an isekai protagonist. I'm just gonna be straight up, not even glazing. I think that's a very cool backstory. Especially because isekai protagonist backstories, generally speaking, just, you know, student that was bored, or student that was a NEET, or a student that didn't live his life properly because he had social anxiety. And now we have a dude that's, you know, proficient in throwing knives. That's super cool. I don't think we've ever had like a knife thrower as a protagonist. It's already rare enough to see like a bowman. Bowmans are super cool. If you guys ever play a Skyrim, like I spent way too much of my teenagehood playing Skyrim. But in those games it's super fun to play as an archer, and I think we have very few archers as like the main guy, right? Usually the main guy is a dude with a sword, because that sounds more heroic, which is also why, for example, Yomi no Tsugai, I think that's it, Daemons of the Shadow Realm, from the same author as the author of Full Metal Alchemist, is airing right now, and he's like a hunter. He uses like machetes and bows and whatnot, and it's super cool, by the way. I don't know why they don't make more protagonists that are bowmen, because bowmen are just super cool. I think it's something to do with like the, you know, the Bushido, the Japanese pride of fighting up close or whatever. But I think bowmen are super cool. Very aesthetically pleasing as well. Yeah, do they never hear the beginning of his sentence? Yeah, that's unclear to me as well. If he actually is saying things out loud or just thinking them to himself, or maybe just mumbling them so nobody can hear what he's saying. They just know that he's making some weird sounds. Maybe that's it. Also, super curious if you guys want to share in the chat, where are you guys from? If you're too shy and don't want to dox yourselves, don't say country, just say continent. That's always super cool to see that some people are watching from various parts of the world through the magic of the internet.
Hi.
このまま奴の
ここでしか
俺たちが飛び出していってさあ話し合おうってなればいい。それにここで戦いになるとあいつが人と理想はあいつの雇い
Interesting. Subaru's also thinking about the civilians. Very Subaru-like.
巻き込まないところで戦いたい。
わかりました。レムも邪魔はいない方が。
He's probably already seen them, right? Because I don't know about Rem, but Rem isn't necessarily like a sneaky character in herself. She's capable as a fighter, but not a sneaky character. And Subaru, man, Subaru's not somebody who's able to tail somebody without being found. Interesting, he's going into the slums. Back in the overworld, let's talk with this dude. What's up, dude? Okay, makeshift weapon. Let's go deeper. I mean, we do know that he is weak to the environment because he was stopped by boxes and carts, so... Interesting, interesting. Interesting, he's protecting the civilians, that's interesting. Brother, like, where am I supposed to go? There's no map, do I just talk with Rem then? I really don't like the sort of design decisions in this game where you have to talk to the same character twice to sort of get new progress. It's super unintuitive. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Subaru can't tail a person. Like, come on, dude. Wait, what? The isekai about the ex-FBI agent who was reborn in another world was peak. What? I've never heard of that. I'm from Libya. Oh, that's nice. So it's even later for you than it is for me, right? For me, it's like 1 in the morning. I'm from America. Okay, so you're behind me. Belgium, you're ahead of me. Florida, you're behind. East Coast, from Brazil. I thought you were Brazilian as well for a while. Yeah, I mean, that's because I sometimes say stuff in Portuguese, right? But I think you can see the accent is a bit different. Like, Brazilians speaking English have a very, very unique accent, which is very different from mine. Which is also why so many people thought I was Italian. Even though I also think the Italian accent is a bit different. Oh, interesting. You guys think my accent is similar. That's interesting. Oh, 2:30 a.m. Interesting. So you're only like 1 hour after me. Huh. Hold on. Am I being ignorant of geography? Let me check it. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I'll admit I'm very ignorant of geography then. I thought you were like way, way to the west of me. Yeah, so you're not actually, yeah, so you're roughly in the same time zone as Italy and Croatia and Greece and all that. Yeah, so yeah, 1 hour makes sense. 1 hour makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's super interesting, man. We got people from everywhere in the world. That's always super cool to me, I'll be honest. I find it super cool that we got people watching from everywhere around the world. That's like one of the reasons why I make videos. It's obviously not the monetary incentives, right? I just think it's super cool to connect with people from so many different backgrounds and, you know, over the shared love of fictional series, namely Rezero in this case, but, you know, super cool, man. You make an unk proud.
代わりにお縄じゃなく
ご作は結構であなたのような
おいおいまあいいやる気満々な
Oh, are we going to get an action sequence? Oh no, what is your choice?
さああいつを
はい
落ち着け
Are we going to get actual choices this time, or can we please get an actual choice?
そうモルフでも
Interesting.
とはいえ
Turning point. Can I actually choose something? Yes. Yes. Yes.
よく考えねえと
So, but brother, like, what is the question? F1, help. I'm clicking F1, it's not doing anything. Don't sacrifice more than necessary, still not convinced. I'm going to choose the top option, but I don't know what we're actually choosing here, but sure. Change the future.
レム
はい
あいつの手のひらには幼虫
マナ
あ
なるほ
あモーニングスターを駆使して
どわかりました
レムはこれで
いえスバル君
サンキューレムあいつはかなりの強敵だ
But now we can't use any
じゃあ
choice.
次は
That's sad. Okay. I thought for the first time in my playthrough of this game I'd get to make actual choices. Never mind then.
俺にできるこ
それでいいんです
とくっそ
いいんです
It feels like, come on, I think we were going to get somewhere where we would actually be able to talk with him.
レムはスバル君
But now we're just back to fighting him.
本当にそのそれだけ
ありがとなレム
Turning point. Okay. We get to choose something.
俺の考えは
I mean, it feels like this is the safest option, but this should do it as well. Once again, I don't know, like, these options aren't immediately super distinct to me. I'm not entirely sure what we're choosing, but sure, be careful of his fire attack. Change the future.
肝心なことをあ
なるほど
あそうだ追い詰められた時だからレム強力な炎
わかりました
ややそろそろいいか待たせちまった俺たちに話し合う時間を与えたことを後悔させちまうけど
Actually, if we think about it in canon, what just happened, the fat clown was super nice. He gave us time to strategize, to think of our plan, to share information. Very nice fat clown. He may be evil, but he's very nice, so...
後悔やばい笑いすぎて死んじまいそうだ
I just said very nice, very evil. I will now understand if there's any if there's any wrestling fans in the chat that understood that reference. Rezero and Overlord united us, plus the Puck and Pandora slander. I mean, I don't think I slander Puck too much, but Pandora, yes. I think Pandora is so overrated. In fact, there's this trend on Twitter currently of people saying like what's their favorite character, and like it's a bunch of options, and one of them is most overrated character. I'm going to put Pandora in that one. I still have to make that post, but yeah, Pandora for sure. 3:30 a.m. Damn, you're 2 hours ahead of me. And I'm glad to see that not a lot of people here are also into sleeping, just like myself. Wait, what? The worst I ever saw were a maned wolf and lots of scorpions. Brother, once again, I feel like sometimes like Americans talk like from a different planet, man. The worst I ever saw in the wild was like, I don't even know. Like a snake? A tiny snake that would not have killed me? That's probably the worst I ever saw. The thing about America is that it's so huge, it has so much like wildlife and wild zones that it's very different. Especially because in America, sometimes I hear Americans talk, and it's so fascinating to me because depending on where you're from in America, you have a completely different, sometimes even culture and values, which is very interesting. It's like, I think in a lot of aspects, I think even Europe, that has actually different countries. Once again, I say countries loosely because a lot of countries here are a lot smaller than many states in the United States, right? For example, I'm pretty sure that where I live, Portugal, is smaller than Maine, so... But I think sometimes even countries in Europe are more homogenized in terms of culture, if that makes sense, than some states in the USA. At least, once again, from my perspective, seeing it online, seeing people discuss it online, and also I have a friend that's living in the United States, and the stories he tells me are very different from what I'm used to. So just a very interesting culture shock. To the mission. Okay, we're going to have another fight. Okay, clear, defeat wolf. Self-explanatory. Failed a specific number of phases pass. Subaru dies. Okay. Don't let too much time pass and do not die. That seems self-explanatory. The map is also very simple. Let's see what we get. Oh, for Brazil. Oh, okay. Yeah, but man, Brazil is also huge, man. Brazil is also one of the biggest countries in the world. Dude, a few gators. How are you guys so chill with gators? If I saw an alligator, I would piss myself. I'd just start running. I think the trick is running diagonally. I think they're not good at running diagonally. At least that's what I heard. Maybe it's complete cope. I don't know. If you're from the northeast, much more like Central Europe. Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't have anything to click on besides RAM, so... Oh, there's the thing here. Check. Interesting, but they're removing the hints now. So I don't see any hints for me to click on. Okay, interesting. Is there anything here? Boxes? A house? Can I go into the house? I wanted to take away the dialogue, maybe if I click here. Ah, no, goddammit, I can't. But this is funny enough. I'm thinking of what I'm going to use for the thumbnail for the next video. Trying to farm thumbnail. Okay, okay, check. Maybe the boxes? Ah, goddammit. I feel like I'm dangerously close to him, like he's going to attack me at any moment. I mean, we're flanking him, we're attacking from behind. But I don't see any... Okay, check. I feel like once again I'm doing nothing. I'm not being productive or helpful in any way. I mean, he's now engaged with Rem. I wish I could just whack him from behind. But I'm pretty sure if I talk to him directly, I'm just going to die. What about this? Can I use this? Man, like, what am I supposed to use? Brother. Game. Okay, there's a thing here. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I know I'm supposed to use my environment to my advantage, but there's some rocks here. I can throw a rock at him. Move it by force. Okay. He's just beating me up, man. We just reset. That was so funny, I'm sorry. But I don't know. I don't know why the action sequences are in this chibi format, man. It just makes them so hard to take seriously. For thumbnail, you gotta go Priscilla's big heart. I mean, I don't know if I took a screenshot of that one. Let me check, actually. Where do I check my screenshots? It's been such a long while since I've used Steam. Hold on. I'll check it later. I'll check it later. But yeah, if I have that one, I'll use it as a screenshot, as the thumbnail. Talking to him is a way to win? Okay. Let's see then. Okay, we died miserably in the first attempt. Let's see if we can have a better one in this thrilling combat sequence. Okay. Mission start. Okay, so I think the first use, let's try using instead of, okay, we can't use anything, okay. So we have to search for something that we can, I think this part of the movement is locked. So we know that there's a trap there we can use. Okay, so first Subaru says they might be useful, and then he says he actually can't use them. I swear I hate how dialogue is just coordinated in this game. What about this cloth here? Check. Can I just try can I just try talking to him while he's engaged with Rem? Let's try and use. I have nothing to, let's try and talking with him. Interesting. Okay. What if we use now? Struck a nerve? Interesting. Provoked wolf, a malevolent jester. Okay. There was some progress there, some new dialogue, but what did I actually achieve? We have nothing else to use on him. Can we keep talking with him? Okay, I don't think that will progress us any further, although in this game, choosing the same dialogue option twice has opened some doors, so... He seems defenseless. Okay. We hit him with that. Okay, interesting. Can we use the same trick twice? No, we can't use anything else. Can we talk with him? Like, hello, sir. Okay, we should try something else. Okay, so the idea would be... Okay, so in my mind, the idea would be now... Wait, there's a thing here. Let me just check that first. Is this going to culminate in a dust explosion? No, it can't, right? It's an open area. But either way, so the idea would be, in my mind, we know that there's a trap we can use here, right? So when he passes through here, I launch the trap. So I'm just going to Rezero, maybe? Or just pass the turn? Okay, so now he's right in front of the trap. So now we should be able to use it, right? Check. Wait, what? Wait, what just happened? I don't even understand how I won. What? Huh? I didn't use the trap. It didn't let me. I'm so confused once again. There's like 3 ways to beat him. Huh, interesting. What even is this gameplay? Yeah, man, I don't know either. Is that Al? Why is Al here? I am so confused. Oh, right. Oh, right, because he went to Priscilla's mansion, but that was off-screen, right? Interesting. So he made a deal with Al. Nice, nice. I almost spat out my water. Bro, you can't be talking about other people's appearances, man. Look at yourself, man. The most strangely dressed man. I love the banter in Rezero so much, man. Okay, but one thing interesting that we have learned from this action sequence is that I thought for sure that if I talked with Subaru, with the other characters I mean, then I would just be one shot. That has always been my instinct, but apparently that is not the case. So I think we may be safer to do some, what I perceive to be riskier moves. Once again, the action sequences in this game make no sense to me, but yeah, whatever. This one was more riveting, certainly, than the one in the garden. The one in the garden was so stupid, good god. That one should have been removed from the game. I don't know how that passed beta and playtesting and whatnot, but yeah. Interesting. Your stars were bad. Interesting. It's almost like Al can also see the future. Dun, dun, dun. So this is the fire throwing mask? He's just going to explode. He's going for the Vegeta. He has seen that he's lost, so he's just going for the Vegeta strategy of just blowing himself up. Repelled at the slums. Drove Wolf into a critical state and repelled him.
死んでねえよ死んでたにしてもかっこいい死に様だが俺も死んでねえよ
死んでねえよ
生きてるよ当たり前だろだいたい焼け死ぬのってすげえ辛いんだぞ想像しただけで息苦しくなる
He had it. He ran out of McDonald's. They're having an ugly off the Battle of Mid. Chat is incredible. Once again, I'm glad, even though I'm sleep deprived and obviously I'm whispering and whatnot, and the stream isn't as energetic as I hoped it could be, right? But I'm very glad I'm streaming this game and not playing it by myself, because I think I'm enjoying it much more as a streaming experience. Yeah, the Alex Seed, that is exactly my story as well. I bought it a few years ago in discount and I never played it until now, so you're welcome to getting the same experience as I am.
やけどって指先にちょこっとやっただけでもし
そうかよウォルフには
Wait, so Wolf exploded and he still managed to get away? Huh, okay. Wolf is a better version of Vegeta, confirmed.
しかしとんでもねえやつだったなあんなのが屋敷を
かなり怪しかった
Once again, the difference in Subaru and Al's abilities. Subaru's is more geared towards information gathering, while Al is more combat oriented. Once again, this is stuff that should have already been revealed to anime onlys, or at least implied to anime onlys, I should say, in Arc 5. For those of you who are confused, I will not add any further, but yeah. You have to talk to White Fox about that one, not me. But I mean, I think it was implied through the fight with Capella, but in the novel we got a lot more detail on the fight between Al and Capella, and once again, I'm really biting my tongue a lot about what I can and can't say, because I don't want to spoil anyone, but yeah, let's just say Al is one of the... not one of, he's by far the most mismanaged character in the anime adaptation. I don't think it's particularly close. I don't even know who second place would be, but Al is first place by a large margin. You could argue Subaru can be second place because Subaru's monologues add a lot to his character and we get pretty much none of them, but even then that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know.
あいつの雇い主はおいおい考えなかったわけじゃねえだろ他の候補者がいなくなっちまえば
そうですね
候補者
もちろん俺は兄弟たちを疑わねえよ
I mean, true, yeah, and the Priscilla camp is pretty much free from suspicion for now. So Anastasia, Priscilla, and them are in the clear, so the suspects are Krush, Felt, and Melty, of course.
何にせよ助かったぜ兄弟うちの姫さんは気まぐれなんでな
She'll just forget it. It's obvious to focus in smart anime onlys. I mean, I agree with that as well, but, you know. A lot of people think that just because something hasn't explicitly been said, then it's a spoiler, which, you know, I don't think that's how fiction works, but then again, what do I know? I see a lot of things, especially when you have a Twitter account, you see a lot of things which perplex you. Oh, interesting. Betty also has a line here. That's cool. Loop 4 day 4. Okay, we survived the fight with Wolf. This is progress. And that's Priscilla, right? She just pushed him off his bed. I think we said this in the last stream. It sort of broke my mind that Priscilla was actually quite a lot shorter than I imagined. So Subaru is short for a man, just like me. He's 172 centimeters. He's exactly my height, so I can cosplay him, and it's like a biblically accurate Subaru. Although I'm not Japanese, so that's that's just a tiny detail, right? But Priscilla is actually tiny, man. I thought Priscilla was like tall for a woman, like 170 something centimeters. For my fellow Americans, that's like 5'7" and above. But she's 164, so she's 5'5" for my fellow Americans. She's actually super short, more so than I imagined her. Obviously, in the novel and in the anime, she's always wearing heels, so that makes her about 5'7" with heels, I would guess. But yeah, still, she's much shorter than I expected. I thought Priscilla was kind of tall for a woman. Apparently not. I think Krush was the tallest one, or maybe that's just my headcanon. Krush is 168, so she's 5'6". So she's, I guess, tall-ish for a woman, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know why I went on that tangent, just something I thought of. Maybe it's the sleep deprivation or something, I don't know. So you just decided to show up at our house? Okay. Are we going to get the isekai conversation now? It would be very funny if the anime onlys in the chat got this conversation for the first time on the stream watching Prophecy of the Throne. That's actually kind of funny. We're going to the castle, okay. But I mean, we are in a carriage with Priscilla and Al, so... Ah, we skipped it. Come on, guys. I thought for sure that this would be the perfect moment to put it, by the way. Yeah, Alex, I totally agree. I think Subaru's VA is stunning. The man is incredible. Subaru is average height for Japanese man. Hey, come on, man. I'm average height for Japanese man? That's so sad. Priscilla is tall for a Japanese woman. 5'8". Woman is 5'2". Yeah. For a woman, I guess Priscilla is tall-ish. I don't know. For me, I consider a woman to be tall when she's like 5'7" or above, which is my height. I don't consider myself to be tall for a man, but for a woman, generally speaking, there are very few women that are, or should I say women that are taller than me, at least in real life, right? Obviously, if we're talking about a pre-selected group of people like models and whatnot, they're super huge, right? But that's different. Or if I go to Sweden, I'm literally a midget. I remember going to Sweden when I was younger, and it was just very tall blonde people. Even the women, they were like double my height. I'm like, huh, okay, I'm an ant. I mean, Priscilla was more effective. You have to give it to her. She's very quirky, but she gets stuff done. She's just a goat. Subaru, come on, man. You shouldn't say that in front of these women. Rem is so psychotic. Her dialogue in Arc 3 is funny, I will say that, but she's super psycho.
まあそうやね。これでお機会を逃すのであれば、それがそのものの器で。
なんか俺のために争わないで。
あ、いえ。
Yep, Malty's not here. Very suspicious. Did you know that Subaru's VA is married to Puck's VA? Wait, what? Huh, interesting. Oh right, isn't Puck's VA the same one as Rudius or something from Mushoku Tensei? I think I've heard that before. I just never made the association it was also Puck. Being tall as fuck is cool. Yeah man, I've never had the experience, but I imagine it is cool. I love 6 feet women. 6 feet, man. 6 feet is, you know, nothing against it. If anything, I think there's like the, I don't know, the sort of motivation that every guy dreams of having like a giant son, right? So that's definitely the way to go. I think the height of the mother is very important, so. There are a lot of dudes that have this thing of like being the big guy in the relationship. It is not the case for me. My wife is considerably shorter than me, but I don't think I would mind if my wife was taller. That's never a thing I thought about a lot, heights or whatever. I think a lot of people have this sort of obsession over height. It's very strange, but I never really thought about it much. It was never something I considered. And even in relationships, I don't know. If a woman's taller, she's taller, like whatever, man.
グリシラ様。
しらじらしい態度を取るでないわ。
王戦の棒。
報告では実際にそ
の恥で縮こまっているボンである。必要な話であろう。それが聞けなくては片手を。
まさか功
績に見合う褒美なら。
I personally awoke you.
それどんな意味だよ。あと俺まで巻き込むのやめてくれね。
Al, we all know that you would have enjoyed that, being kicked into bed.
では改めて。
名前は夏木スバル。ちゃんと代理人としてエミリア様の貢献。
その書状についてはすでに確認してあります。
ああ、承知いたしました。
どこから話せばいいのかな。俺は昨日一緒にいたレとそんな感じの相手だった。
なるほど、それは貴重な。
ちょっと補足させてもらってええかな。で、そんな話をしてこれはすげなくして悪かったなってうちも大いに反省させ。
Oh, so she didn't care much about our warning. Okay then. Okay, thank you, Krush, for vouching for us. I appreciate it. Thank you. Obviously, we also know it's because of her blessing, but you know, still a good vouch. Those beggars' eyes. The lioness and the vixen. She looks so funny, man. My jester. I'll permit you to stake your life for my sake. Man, she looks so funny. Actually, Felt at this point is still not an official candidate, so...
自分で言うのもなんだけど、王戦候補者の人たちがこれだけ。もちろん重大な話。卑劣術師ウォルフ。
確かに。
ああ、よろしくお願いします。
それと夏希ど。ちょっと。当然のことながら、あなたは
それを
でしたら、その報告に。
Interesting. They want Emilia in the capital. Okay.
王戦候補者が6名。
Interesting. Very interesting. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, let's see how he gets away with this one. Okay, he doesn't. Ram just gives him a lifeboat. Yeah, I mean, she's right, but yeah. We all have a get-together. Hold on. Hold on. I wish I could go back, but let's see if Melty appears again. Okay, in this pose it's not actually too much, but I just noticed that Melty has hips, man. Like hips. Like people talk about Anastasia. Melty is packing. Hold on. Let's see if we get that pose again. I don't know why they drew her like that. She's very wide. Hey, hello, Julius. Julius is always such a bro. It's just that he has very poor compatibility with Subaru. You guys. Nice to see there's a lot of fans of Amazonian ladies here in the chat. This is one of the characters where I think, let me just see. This is one of the characters where, this is also a good thumbnail possibly, where I think that the arm assets are just so awkward. You can clearly see that the arm and the sort of background for the body are like different assets. The hands look so awkward. I don't know why they did this for Julius specifically, but Julius looks super bad, man. Just looks super awkward. Especially there's a pose he does where he's doing like this or whatever. It just looks so bad. Hey, the gang's all here. I like how Julius is always having like imposter syndrome and feeling insecure about his capabilities. From his perspective, Subaru does look very competent, right? The royal selection hasn't even started and he already knows all of the major players. Al is such a pervert. Especially because, objectively speaking, Felt is not a woman. She's a teenager. Al, are you getting cancelled? Come on, Ferris, you have to say Crucia is the most beautiful. This is a vanity contest right now. You can't be bringing dignity and conduct and elegance. You have to say Crucia is the most beautiful. Because she is. Humans have layers. Bro, Julius, stop it, man. Come on, we're just a bunch of dudes talking about chicks. Don't be coming with the humans have layers that run deeper. Come on, G. This is locker room talk. You can't bring layers to locker room talk. Evaluate every aspect of that person's character. Pfft. Julius is such a pick-me. He's the type of dude that when asked about a woman's most beautiful curve, he says the smile. Ugh, come on, G. Yoshigaki Kira drew the hands. That's a crazy reference, but I appreciate it. Al is this much of a gooner in the books? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really remember him being this much of a gooner in the novels. I mean, he does say, the thing with Al in the novels is he sort of has uncle humor, a bit like me. He sort of has like old man humor, where it stands out a bit from Subaru's vibe, because you can see that he also has references from the other world, but he's a lot more, you know, just like an uncle about it. He's generally speaking has some, you know, just more older looking jokes like dad jokes and uncle jokes and whatnot, but he's not this much of a gooner, at least not that I remember. Once again, I read up until arc 6, I read the light novel version, so this may have affected my sort of mental image of Al. Maybe in the web novel he's this much of a gooner, but in the light novel at least he wasn't, so. Julius is a true personality merchant. The thing is, being a personality merchant is supposed to be a good thing, but this reads like an insult. Tiga's also such a pick-me. Come on, G, just say that Melty is the most beautiful. Okay, okay. Real man, real talk. Why is he such a gooner, man? Reinhardt, please don't start talking about Feld's boobs. That Twitter's coming for you, man. Please. Ryan cocks his head. Yeah, man, I don't know why Al is such a gooner in this game. It's very puzzling. I mean, why do they need a messenger? Can't they communicate through synesthesia? Or is synesthesia only like feelings and not necessarily well-articulated thoughts? Actually, I can wiki that very quickly. I always thought Rezero synesthesia. Once again, if you are anime only, please do not go to the wiki. It is very dangerous for you. You are not prepared. Oh, I activated auto mode. Hold on. How do I? Q. Okay. I thought it was strange they were talking so much. Yeah, so apparently this was me being a fraud. Apparently synesthesia is only feelings with each other. I actually believed they could share more articulate thoughts, so that was my bad, guys. It's been a while since we've had synesthesia actually play a role in the story. Just look at the size difference, man. It's so funny. Rom looks so funny. Yeah, it's just vibe sharing, essentially. Synesthesia is just vibes. Yeah, Gabor, you're exactly right. I was thinking of the other siblings who share thoughts. Yeah. Once again, no novel spoilers, but yes.
ベルトお前
おお、お前さんもそう思うか。
なあ
ロマジーまで
開いた
うわ
たく調子にフェルト様差し出がましいとは思いますがあまりそれにラインハルト見て
それで
あいつなら外で
俺と
兄ちゃんと
おかげでフェルトが牽制と一緒。
Once again, I think this part was mostly skipped in the anime, but yes. Subaru is a real G. Telling Rom about Reinhardt.
それにしても、
Aww.
それは
How are you getting out of this one, Subaru?
嘘つけよおいおい兄ちゃん
まあ待てフェルト。
I like how reasonable Rom is. Rom works in the underworld. He knows that sometimes people have pasts and things they don't want to say to others, which is very relevant for Rom's character, obviously, as well. If you've read the X stories, then you know that Rom didn't used to be such a pleasant fellow in his youth.
今後のお前との関係を思えばなおさ
今後の私
そんな殺伐とした
いいんじゃねえのそれもそれは間違いな
フェルト
それでいいのかもな
Feltal is also very good at just moving with the flow, especially if it's advice from Rom. She's not one to overthink things. She just moves in her own free, felt-like way. He always repays his debt. Rom Lannister, everybody.
同じくだ
ああやってちゃんとした
緊張
This was surprisingly wholesome. This feels like a good loop. I'm sure it's not, because you guys told me that loop 4 is one of the best ones, so I'm sure there will be a very tragic end to this, but up until this point, seems very wholesome.
今夜ぐらい
I hope nothing happens tonight. That's such a red flag. Okay, nothing happened during the night, but let's see what's going to happen during the day.
はい
If I recall correctly, the most we've played was up until day 6, no? So we're in day 5 already.
夜の間にくよくよ
はいそう
午後はそんなイメージ
そうですね
だなお若干情けないが俺
もちろんです
気合十分
まずは
レムさん
治療が
I like how Subaru just doesn't like the treatment. I do wonder if they sort of just reused the same sound effect, or if the voice actor literally did this multiple times.
はーいしまい
This is literally my reaction after drinking alcohol.
大げさにゃんだから
Is the
この苦しみを世界中の
にゃーにをいスバルくんいいのいいのクルシュ様
お手
応戦を狙ってる不届き者のこと
撃退じゃなく
ごめんなさい
Nice.
レム
Ferris recognizes
ひどいレムちゃん一緒
that Subaru did a lot of stuff.
レムは頑張
And
っ
by doing a lot of stuff, if we really think about it, our only role in the fight against the Fat Claw was rage baiting. That's all we did. We didn't even manage to set up a trap. We just rage baited. That's literally all we did. Subaru is literally an average Twitter user.
おかしい
Rom looks like a bored grandpa in college meetings. I don't think grammar. I don't think that's what Ram, Rum, and Rom stand for. But yeah, I'm still waiting for Reem and Room. Those are my favorite characters in ReZero. Reem and Room, you've heard it here first, folks.
思ったより
The #1 character in ReZero.
ともかくありがとね
ああ相手の狙いが応戦のボティーガとかあるもそうだしユリウスの野郎とかまあラインハルトは
Yeah, you don't need to worry about
あい
Reinhardt.
つらと比べたらお前それとももしかしてレム
いえ牽制それにフェリちゃんが
Look at Ferris' slender arms. I see you, Ferris. I see you.
細腕み
遅いそれに柔らかい
Now that I think about it, Ferris is just like Subaru the only knight who's weaker than his candidate, no? Krush is stronger than Ferris. Al is stronger than Priscilla, for reasons I won't go into. Reinhardt's obviously stronger than Feld, and Julius is obviously stronger than Anastasia. And in this story, although we've met very little, you know, we still don't know a lot about Melty, but I think it's fair to assume that Teague is stronger than Melty, so interesting. A lot of parallels between Subaru and Ferris that I can't get into at 2 in the morning, but but yeah, there's a lot of parallels between the two. And I think Ferris hates how much he sees himself in Subaru. Once again, Loop 4 up until this point has been incredibly, like, just wholesome, friendly, easy. I'm eager to see when it starts going sideways. Observant. Huh. Oh, it's Salem. I wish I hadn't spoiled that one thing a bit earlier, but yeah. Give me Rom in a maid outfit and my life is yours. Huh. I don't know how to reply to that. I wish you well, man. I wish you get the fan art that you deserve, man. Let's talk to Salem. Oh, is this the same child? Is this Kadamon's child as well? Or do a lot of children just get lost in Lugunica? Oh, it's Puka. Very close to a swear word in Portuguese once again. She's super in love with Puka. I'll be honest, man, I don't love Puka's design that much. I know last time chat said that Puka is cuter than Puck, which I accept as your guys' opinion, but I don't know. Puka has very much like fan art vibes for me. It doesn't look like an official design, if that makes sense. That smile from Salem is super creepy. Just look at him. That looks very uncanny. He does not look good smiling. At least not in this character design. Dude, that smile looks so unsettling, man. Just stop smiling, please. I think the same, but I'm a Puck hater through and through. I mean, yeah, I mean, most people are Puck haters, honestly. I don't think I've ever met a Puck fan in the wild, so I think most people are either indifferent towards Puck, like myself, or they don't like Puck. I think that's the most common option for Rezero fans.
おいおい待てよ。だったら俺たちも役に立つはずだ。
確かにこのことあんた
それはそっち。
それは
ズバリ一日
とても立派な。それにスバル君は困った人は手伝ってもらった方がいい。
They don't seem like bad people. They're just unhinged. That's the best way to describe Subaru and Rem. They're just kind of crazy, but they're not bad people. They're actually quite kind. Mr. Scary Eyes.
さっきからすげえ他人事だな。
でもこのぐらい。
まあそりゃ確かに。つうわけで改め
レムと申します。はいはい、あたいはポーカ。
サルムよろしく頼む。
Yoroshiku. Took a while for him to say that. Interesting.
とにかく
Once again, I wish I hadn't spoiled myself at the beginning of this stream, but if you weren't watching, then I won't review the spoiler. I already spoiled something very big for this game, but yeah.
お兄ちゃんたちは
あ
安心さ。
ということで
そうね。レムもそう思う。
サルムは
自分は決めつけること
確かにな。って
サルムだって
いやちょっと長めのセリフだったんで正直。
なんなのよさ。サルム
へいへい。サルムは子供好きで常識人と、あとちゃんと喋れる。他に修
サルムはくだらないおしゃべりには使わない
I
ん
mean,
だわさ。
that's good to
レム
know.
なのよさ。
Then he's a poor match for Subaru, who just says nonsense drivel the entire time. Bantering about nothing is literally just Subaru's personality. Just chatting, just yapping, making jokes, making references to things that nobody understands besides Subaru.
もしもーし。
なんなのよさ。あんたは話をレムはスバル君に意見。
Puka is just a Subaru hater.
あんたはスバルに
さっきからこの目つきのせい。
まただ。
叱られるスバル。なんなの。
Ram is so unhinged once again in Arc 3, goddamn.
それじゃ
Okay.
さてどうぞ。
Okay, I only have the option to respect Salem's opinion. Riveting.
サルムが言う通り、こうやっぱこの子の両親はよくあるんだ。山で遭難しちまった時なんかも人間いざとなる闇雲に歩き回ってこの子だって両親を
Is Subaru just going into the psychology tangent here?
ということで、ただし広範囲をそう
お願いし
あ、レム大変かもしれねえけど。
もちろんです。それじゃ広範囲の。
あ
わかりました。
俺も言って待て待て、なぜプーカ仕切り。
なんか問題ある？
Stole his thunder.
確かに
そんな
それで
もっと
そんな
やりやりだ。
そんなこと
だったらはい。
Okay, do we have these options? Ah, goddammit, we don't.
俺の考えは
Once again, I feel like this game has way too many options where if you don't have the clues, you just get to do nothing. It's very frustrating. I keep saying this, but like the game keeps giving me choices that I can actually choose, which is the entire point of a visual novel, so it's just ridiculous. My memory on Arc 3 is hazy. Does Rem seriously speak in third person like this all the time? Once again, I also have a very biased opinion because I read the Yen Press translations, where obviously I don't think she does. But as far as the anime goes, I don't think that the game changed anything, so I would say probably yes. I think Ram speaks in third person for sure, so does Garfield. But yeah, I'm not sure about Rem. Maybe she does. I'll be honest. I don't remember that detail either.
それを聞かれても結論は出ねえよ。
あたいにもわからないの。
それには俺も賛成。ところでプーカお前と
そうだわさ。もうちょっと
なあできれば両親が
それでしたら噴水の。
よし二人
わかったのよさ。
よしサルムレム
わかり。
Is this actually a mission? We're going to have a mission where we're trying to... Okay. Wait, the lost girl cries. The story will continue even if failed. Okay, good to know that we don't care about the happiness of children. Very good game. God damn, this is huge. Okay. And so many demi-humans as well, by the way. What are those black things? I mean, phase 1 out of 20, but if we talk to everybody, isn't that a lot more than 20? Okay, let's just get into it. Okay, let's first try with this corner here. Okay. Once again, I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'll just try talking with everybody and hopefully that works. The camera spinning is also a bit much, but yeah. So Ram is literally just behind me, just backtracking what I did. I think I can go here. No, yep. I mean, everybody's just telling me that it's not too far away, but I don't really understand. Is it the exact same thing as before? Do I just need to slurp up the progress bar from Rem and Salem in this case? Yep, we just need to slurp. Okay, let's go get Salem. He's in the main street. Let's go slurp. These missions are so stupid though, I'll be honest. Like the combat missions don't do much for me, but these ones are like... I don't think talking with other people is doing anything. I may be wrong about this, but... Okay, main street. That's where Salem is. Here he is. Okay. Rem already has some more information. Let me see if talking with people is... I can't quite see. Did that augment my progress bar? Maybe it did a little, not sure. Let's talk with Rem. Slurp some more information. But see, this gameplay loop is just so stupid. Like, we're talking about nothing. It's literally just a progress bar on a screen. No real information is being provided. We can't actually figure it out by ourselves, like actually find the missing couple. Which is just, I don't know. I feel like these missions, like, the combat ones are bad, but these information gathering missions are just incredibly stupid. I just don't see any point for any of this. Okay, let's go after Salem. He already has... I mean, we're so close to Rem, might as well slurp her. Now let's slurp Salem. He's over there. Okay. Yep, this one. He's right there. When people say Rezero is peak, this is what they're referring to. This talking and whatnot, this is what people are referring to. Okay, so we need to wait a bit more for more information. Let's try and get closer to Rem. Can we pass through here? Yes, we can. Nice. Let's talk to this lady. Rem is over there in the corner. She's in the corner. And now I think we should talk to Salem, and that should be game, no? That should give us the full bar. Guess we can kind of go through here for a shortcut. I mean, I'm almost losing, no? It's turn what? Turns... what was it? 13? Oh, no. I thought I saw 17, no, but I'm still... I still have a lot of time. Once again, riveting gameplay, guys. Riveting gameplay. Just... this is a AAA experience right here. Okay, so my progress bar is full, no? Do I just pass the turn now? Do I try and talk to Rem? Maybe I'll try talking to Rem. Okay, the girl is crying. Do we lose now? What's happening? Do I just talk to the girl? Oh, I talked with Salem first. Maybe if I get the full bar it will... the very, like... the music is so intense, isn't it? Yeah, Mimi also uses her own name for sure. D'Artagnan. Objective 1 slurp. My mind still cannot comprehend that Liliana is older than Priscilla. Wait, what? Hold on, player. You just broke my mind right now. Rezero, Priscilla. Priscilla is 20. 9 husbands by 20, by the way. And meanwhile, Liliana... I mean, it's not harder to be older than 20, right? Liliana's 21 when she was introduced and 22 in Arc 5. That's crazy. She's 4'11", by the way, for my American friends. For everyone else, she's 150 centimeters. Dude, how is Priscilla only 20? Isn't Krush quite a lot older than that? Krush. Krush is also 20. Interesting. How old is Anastasia? Anastasia. Anastasia is 22 and 23 around Arc 5. Okay. I don't know, man. To me, Krush feels like she's 27 or something, or 25 at least. I like how Anastasia's weight on her page just says, not heavier than her purse. I like that, I like that. The evil-eyed fellow there. Searching for the parents once more. What is this dialogue, man? Everybody's just mumbling.
マイペース。こうなりゃ俺もおいめー。口の中で
嘘くさい感想ね。
嘘じゃねえよ。本気だよ。そのこと。
レムはとても良かった。
結局。
あんまりあんたが哀れだから。
すげえ。
Oh, he's such a nice guy.
むさぼるように。
And besides, if Salem has those abs, he doesn't need a lot of candy, let's be honest. Brother is ripped. He's jacked and juicy, ready to go.
正確には精霊はそのいけませんスバル君。
Yeah, speaking of mana, Subaru needs to heal her gates. Oh no. He's still having treatment for his gates, like, every day, no? Yeah, Salem Puka, take care of the very dangerous fat clown going around.
しかし失敗した。くそ、親探ししてる場合じゃなかったな。
Fast food drive-through Priscilla. Crush the most beautiful besides Ram. Ram I meant. I mean, I like Crush's character design a lot, for sure. I'll be honest, this is going to be very controversial. I don't think, like, I like Ram and Ram's character designs a lot, but they're not like S tier for me. But I would put him in S tier in terms of being iconic. I think they're like iconic character designs for the show. A lot of people that have never watched Rezero can recognize Ram, right? But I don't think, to me, they're my favorite. I would put character designs like Krush, Priscilla, Elsa, even Emilia. I'd put them all above Ram and Ram in terms of what I like the most. But then again, I'm not like a person that really cares a lot about the whole maid thing. I know a lot of you guys are super into that, and, you know, respect, sure, but not something I'm particularly into. That is a funny thought, trying to imagine the Dusk Bandits threatening Roswell. Roswell would just burn them all.
オートで遊びほうけていたのかもしれない。ワルスみたいなのでもロズワル様の塩だって早々に姉さんええちょっと前にねごめんなさい姉様
I think also in Arc 3 there's two elements. The first one is Subaru hasn't proved himself quite as much, and second of all, I think that Ram is just a tiny bit more aggro towards Subaru because Ram is in love with him. And so, I don't know, I think she feels like she has to test him more, trial by fire, so that he is worthy of her sister or something. I don't know. But it's something I notice. I think she's a bit more aggro in Arc 3 and Prophecy of the Throne than she is, like, generally speaking.
Yeah, Subaru.
The gang's all here, very nice. Except Byaku, obviously, she can't leave the library, she's grounded. In more ways than one. She was also surprised by Felt being a candidate. Obviously, the reveal here was much less eventful in Arc 3 because in Arc 3 it was during the actual, you know, royal ceremony. Here it was just a more gradual, more formal type thing, so it had a less emotional impact. Oddly specific is pretty much Subaru's entire personality. So now that Emilia is in the capital, if we are following the logic from the previous loops, then Betelgeuse should attack the capital once again. Let's see. Let's see if he's going to attack the capital. Once again, that's crazy to me, by the way. There are so many strong characters in the capital. Betelgeuse and the Witch Cult are just going to attack it directly. Even in Arc 5, to attack Pristella, they took 5 Archbishops, and here it's just going to be just Betelgeuse. I know he's a diligent guy, but still. Honestly, I respect it. I respect the juice. I respect the juice.
大方、こちらの反応を見るのが目的でしょう。その理由が偽物の候補者で偽物か間抜け。でも偽物は分からなかった。昨日で全部分かった。はい。結果とレマとスバル君は各こさすがレムね。実際の行動で全部褒めて損をした。
I love Rum so much. How can people hate Rum? Couldn't be me. It literally could not be me. Oh yeah, Alex, I can totally relate to that story. Actually, there's an image. I ended up never posting it on Twitter or anywhere else, but I went to like a sort of, what do you call that? It's like a geeky store. I went there to a Magic the Gathering pre-release, and they had a lot of figurines, and literally you had, let's say you had like 20 Rezero figurines. 15 of them were Rem, and 5 of them, out of the 5 of them, I think 4 were Rum and 1 was maybe Emilia. So that's super funny. Ram just clears the merge game. She is super beloved in the merge game. Yeah, I mean, Ram is just super popular. And I think it's not just, her being unconditional, you know, just loving Subaru and just being this sort of almost ideal woman for him, just supporting him no matter what. I think that's something a lot of guys like are attracted to. But I think her character design is legitimately very cute. Once again, the maid thing does nothing for me, but I can impartially and in an unbiased fashion realize that this is objectively a very cute character design, both Rem and Ram, so.
でも、はい。ですので。
ま、そうなんだ。
裏切り者。
結論が入っ。
誰もリアが優しいのは5人のところに6人。誰かが。それで。ねえぞ。鈍いわね。手紙にあった応戦を
聞いた話だと。
Roswell is like, damn, somebody else is a clown? That's gimmick infringement, man. They're coming for my gimmick. They're also a clown and perverted? Pfft, they can't do that, man. Come on. Once again, man, I miss this Arc 3 banter. Rem is so psycho. She just says things that are just so crazy and unhinged. Yeah, Emilia is very intimidated by Priscilla, especially at this point in the story. I mean, it's just natural, right? They have very much opposite personalities. It's what I'm saying, man. Rum is super aggro. I think it's because of Rem. Interesting. I don't know if Roswell probably already knows who the fake is due to the gospel or not. I don't know if he has that type of information.
それはどうしてまさか
単純にわざわざ偽物の候補。
なるほど。
クルシさんは俺の体の治療聞いた話だと、クルシさんは応戦の本序盤から番外戦を仕掛けて変な疑い。
最後のはスバルの感想っぽいね。
I mean, true, but yeah, it checks out as well.
うっせえ。それとアナスタシアさんだが。
Yeah, so Subaru knows that Wolf will try to attack Anastasia, but it hasn't happened in this timeline, so he can't say that without sounding like a lunatic.
今のところは疑いは薄いかなと。
怪しい。マルス、まさか寝返るつもり？
Is she bribing
金に
you?
継がれてママ。
違うよ。姉様はなんでそんなに俺を。
ダム？そ。確かにアナスタシアさんのところには。
The fluffy ones. That's definitely a way to put it.
エミリア。
むむ。それは聞きず。
だってお前あんまり触らせてくれないじゃん。
当たり前だよ。僕は
スバル、残念。
Rum having more figures than Emilia is still kind of crazy to me. I mean, yeah, but she's just, I mean, facts cannot be denied, right? I should post those images. I think I still have them on my mobile phone. I'll post them one day. I just need to remember to do it. Oh, really? That's super interesting, Laser. I actually don't mind that Subaru wears mostly his jacket, because I don't think that the butler outfit looks that good on him. But that's just my personal opinion. His outfit from Arc 4 onwards is much better. I much prefer that one. Because it's sort of almost in a way, and I think this should have happened after the time skip. Subaru in a way starts looking like, you know, he now belongs into this world, like he's fitting in, you know, instead of just keeping the jacket that makes him constantly feel like an outsider. I feel like from Arc 6 onwards, he feels like more a part of the world, and I enjoy that personally. Although the tracksuit is iconic, obviously. Roswell and the Hisoka would get along super well. Obviously, their obsession is a bit different, but I feel like they would get along well. They would see eye to eye.
ともあれだ。アナスタシア様については保留としよう。
スバル君に代わってご報告しますが、プリシラ様はに。
それは手紙にあった。
はい。プリシラ様の。
ああ、そうなんだよ。そし
Interesting. Why do I not suspect Melty? That's a very good question, something I've been wondering as well, because, you know, obviously we the reader know that Melty is the fake one, so why has Subaru been so lenient towards Melty?
メルティちゃんたちは。メルティまだよくわからない。
マルス、わかったわ。レムと二人で頑張って、私たちも。
ひとまずオートへ呼び出された以上。
そう、私いっぱい。
Interesting. Is there illusion magic in Rezero or something? Once again, it's almost 3 in the morning for me, so...
記録して休むのですか? 怠惰ですね。
That's Betelgeuse. Loop 4 day 6. Okay, so let's just do something here before I continue. So, guys, for me it's 3 in the morning, so I don't know if I'll continue for much longer, but let's once again just look at the flowchart. The first loop was the longest one, which lasted until day 9. Okay, so day 9. And we're currently in day 4 of loop 6. Loop 4, I mean. No, dude, I'm so dyslexic. Good God, we are in day 6 of loop 4, so we have 3 days to go to the maximum that we've seen up until this point. I mean, I think this is probably a good point to stop because I don't know how long this loop is going to be. And we already did loop 3, which is what I wanted to do. And we're very advanced into loop 4. So I think that's probably a good point to stop. The game even suggested for us to save, so it seems like we have reached a relevant point of progress, so let's just maybe call it a day, or should I say a night, because it is 3 in the morning for me. And I do have to work tomorrow, so... Yeah, the tracksuit is super iconic. I just wish I had a better tracksuit to cosplay as. Oh, once again, I forgot to put something else as the asset. Let's take out here. Okay, cool. So for everyone else, just so for me to reiterate what I said previously, unfortunately I will be away from Wednesday onwards, so I won't be here to review the iconic episode, which I'm super sad about. I think it's going to be a very talked about episode, let's just put it that way. But unfortunately I won't be here to review it, so no video from me on Wednesday. I will try to make a chapter review. I have one more chapter to read still, the one that came out today, that Witch Cult Translations translated. I'll try to review all of them before I go on vacation, but I can't promise you that. So yeah, let's just see. Ideally, I would either stream or record a video before I go on vacation, but I don't know if I'll have the time to. So yeah, let's see how it does. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So no video. And do I have anything else to say? Oh yeah, I've been watching a lot of the anime from this season, which I took a while before I started watching them. This is what I'm currently watching, just so you guys see. This is what I'm currently watching, and I have to say that Akane Banashi is an absolute banger. I don't think it's for everybody, but I would just like to recommend for you guys to maybe give it a look. And Ria Takahashi, which is this chick here, literally plays herself. So if you're a fan of Rezero, you will enjoy her performance. And yeah, just wanted to say that I'm really, really enjoying this. I even started reading the manga. I can't remember the last time I was interested enough in a series to actually start reading the manga. So that goes to show something. If you want to watch a show where you feel like you are constantly on drugs, do give a try to Marriage X Toxin, because this show is just insane. I don't know how to describe it to you. Just try and read the synopsis and see what you make of it. Just try and read the synopsis and let me know what you think. Anyway, good night. Thank you all for the support and for watching it, for watching the stream. I've been having a lot of fun playing this game. Once again, the gameplay isn't always the best, but I'm enjoying the story up until now. And I hope that I can finish it on stream so you guys can also see it. And yeah. Thank you all very much for watching, and good night and ciao.